energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. If you wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
I whip that beat down like Michael Obama.
We already have it with
I got that
Obama.
big
So
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip the thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big, big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step like me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whip that ass like Michael Obama. Ain't got that clip, bitch. Hung like a llama.
Can't you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Big up, big up. Welcome back to another episode of the Secretist Society of Good Guys. As always, we are your good guys. So make sure you hit your like and subscribe and your thumbs up and your bells and whatever other accoutrement you feel like giving us tonight. Good guys, how are you? Happy Friday the 13th.
Up. Happy Aquatica Day. No one might know what that
what's
means,
that?
but that was the big news today, is that in Orlando, a bunch of people flooded the
Oh,
Aquatica
yeah.
theme park and shut it down. And that was the big
Yep.
thing. It's weird, but if you go on TikTok and you look this up, it's a little bit stranger than I think I can do credit for.
How do they do this? Like, pick a day and like, hey, like, reach out to like thousands of people and like, hey, we're going to
How does
Aquatica.
anyone do anything?
What is it
But
called?
they've done this
Aquata.
every year for the last 2 or 3 years. But I guess this year they're
Really?
not having it. Yeah, because last year someone brought a dye pack with them, and the dye pack went off in like one of the big pools, and they had to shut everything down and drain all the pools and drain all the slides and everything.
We're
Wow.
such dicks. Like we just ruin everything. Oh shit.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
I thought it was also good that it's Friday the 13th. Tomorrow is the Army's 250th birthday. It's also Donald Trump's birthday. And I thought most importantly, the reason why we wear our cloaks is because Huma Abedin is marrying Alex Soros tomorrow.
Oh, that's news. I mean, I knew that they were a thing. I didn't get my invite. That's wild.
And I thought it was funny in my research, and the reason I called this episode Old Town Road is because that's the street of the complex of that the Soros live on. That's the street name. And doesn't that seem mockery that they would have like a black guy sing country to us, Old Town Road, for however long?
Well,
I don't know
congratulations
what's
to
going
the happy
on,
couple.
honestly.
Let me just be the first to say it. Out of
thought
the
you'd be
four of us, at
excited.
least.
And so, you know what we give the happy
That's
couple
wild.
before their birthday? Maybe World War III.
Well, that will be their first
God.
child.
True.
Dude,
War.
what is happening with that? Israel, Iran.
It sounds like it's getting
Like,
better,
what is
right?
happening?
Like,
Like-
it's finally getting better. The world's healing.
Oh, sure.
My favorite
If that's what you call it.
that I heard today, out of everybody's
Mhm.
things of listening to Spaces all day, because I think it's so funny how now when you're watching like X, everything's breaking news, but it's me just watching my news at home, breaking news to you in a space, or I'm reposting with more alerts than you had on your alert, and then I'm breaking your breaking news. And so that's been going on. And the funniest one I heard today is I think the people of Iran officially freed the people of Israel. And I was like, what? And they were like, I don't know. Bibi fled. So that's good for the people of Israel. And I'm like, wouldn't that be some
Bibi
shit?
did flee?
It is. And wouldn't that be some shit if like really the whole story comes out that Iran freed the Israeli people from a government standing down on them?
And major brainwashing.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
Like, major brainwashing
Anyways,
to the extreme.
Abbie, is that your new kitten? Your mic's not on.
It's official. We're here.
We're here. It's Friday the 13th. Now it's June 14th. So
Let the ritual begin.
Oh no.
You have to give it permission in here too and your app. But I don't see any lights on your mic. I don't know if Oh, there you are.
We heard something.
It's switched back to like my computer mic. Yeah, it's my little familiar.
Okay, cool.
We rescued him from the school building we
Aw.
were demolishing. So
Little black kid.
back yet on Friday the
Oh
13th.
my god.
What's his name?
It's gonna be my
He
1 year.
doesn't have a name yet.
Is that lost?
He's nameless. So
So maybe our really intelligent audience will come up with something clever tonight for your secret society of Good Cat.
is everybody else hearing Chaney muffled?
Yeah, I think
Am I
you have
muffled?
audio.
Yeah, I thought.
issues
Oh, I
today.
thought that was my internet. Prepare for blackouts, y'all.
The magic's too real today.
Yeah, Cat doesn't have a name
Oops,
yet.
sorry.
We're relying on chat to come up with the right name.
Look, black cat, black coat, cloaks. There's a blackout gonna happen.
10 Days of Darkness.
The right mic.
That's what they're talking about. Yeah, that's what, because Netanyahu quoted something about like him saying he can do anything he wants from anywhere to anybody at any given moment, and anywhere on this planet.
Wouldn't it be
Gangsta.
nice?
Like, who the
that
fuck
that
is
just
this
sounds
guy?
optimistic. It's like I could do anything I set my mind to.
Yeah.
Or like
So
he's
strange.
freaking magic.
Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me? I know.
I can hear you, but it doesn't sound great.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's like glitching.
Sorry. He's probably gonna cry all night.
I love it.
Can we just get that cat its own mic?
He cries all day.
Yeah.
He's like he was too little, but his mom died in the
Oh
demolition.
my
So
god, it's making me miss my cat. It's gonna be his 1 year on the 19th of that he passed away. I need to get a new one.
My last black cat's name was Frederick Douglass.
Oh, I love it.
Oh yeah,
The
Mine was
literacy of
Nana.
Frederick Douglass.
Nana.
Does it sound any better or
I
no?
don't know why I
It
called
does.
Yeah, you sound good.
Weird. I've had a weird mic for a few days. I hate when you have a weird mic for a few days and you don't know it, but I felt like I've had a weird mic for like maybe a week and I can't hear myself in my audio settings. So it's weird.
You know what else is weird?
I've been having weird mic issues for months, and I still didn't get a new mic.
Mercury's not even in retrograde right now, right? So, like, what else can we blame
I
it
don't
on?
know.
Well,
No.
we did have a full moon in Sagittarius this week.
The strawberry full moon.
Well, there was also a brand new moon cycle that started on the full moon. It was a 25-year moon cycle that the moon cycle has. Every 25 years, I forgot what it was called. Hold on. I have it on
That
my
kind of sounds
phone,
like that
but it was interesting.
that show Dark, because didn't they have like they talked about the moon cycle and the
I don't know, but this is like a real thing, apparently.
yeah. Well, the phenomenon was real.
25.
What they described, but
You said a strawberry moon. Is that a real thing?
that's what they called it. You know how they have like the harvest moon and all that, but this was the strawberry full moon. Yeah.
How do we
Uh,
get to name our own moon?
It's
Metonic
supposed to be,
cycle?
I guess, per whatever the strawberry moon tale is that if you were to pull your strawberries during that moon, they would be the sweetest strawberries. Like that's supposed to be the time of year where whatever the moonlight is, so it doesn't cook off all their most virginal strawberry oils. That would be the perfect moon to pick your strawberries. So either anytime after that moon, you should have really good strawberries right now, I imagine.
Is this like Farmer's Almanac stuff?
I think so. But I think it's like maybe native, like some native cultures named the moons. I want to say like Native Americans, but now I'm like, I think they really were Indians, you guys.
We've gone full circle. We've actually
I
gone
have.
back
I'm
to
like,
the
they
original.
shipped them here from, oh my goodness. What the heck? What is this magic?
Damn.
Oh,
Maybe this
wow.
can go
Good
toward
chocolate,
a new
good
mic
chocolate.
for
Thank you,
Layla.
Bronco.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. Thank
We're
you,
gonna have to
Bronco.
figure that out for real. Are you
Hey.
kidding? We're gonna have to
That
figure
is
that
so
out. That will
sweet.
help for
I mean, it's not that I can't afford it. I'm just
It's
I
not
don't
that
even
she
know the
needs a
word for it
daddy.
anymore. I'm just all over the place.
Hello, Daddy.
No, I do want a daddy. A daddy for life. Just take care of me and I will take care of you, baby.
Oh
For
my
life.
gosh. I know, that's so sweet.
That was so sweet. Yeah, thank you, for real. I appreciate that.
I
Now,
know you
now
just
no excuses. Now you
Yeah.
gotta get a new mic.
now we're all
Ooh,
nervous. We
baby.
don't know what to say.
Yeah.
You're supposed to
We're-
kiss somebody now.
We're like, oh my gosh, I hope this is good.
Wow. That was so
Abbie, show him a
sweet.
tit or something.
Hey, I'm gonna wait till after July 8th. I have an appointment. So if you guys want to chip in, I will
Or
show
an
you my
ass cheek
tits.
too.
You'll be able to go to Abby's OnlyFans
Yeah.
and chip in postpartum. Or, so
Post-op.
you're maybe gonna get some titties.
It's done. Like done deal. I got it all lined out today. Post-op, pre-op. And that's
That is a downfall of big muscles. Is that I think it eats your boobies to make your biceps bigger.
and make your glutes bigger. But
Yeah.
I don't have to buy an ass. That's
Probably.
the good thing.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is very true. So it's like, you
Don't
lose a
not
little
buy it.
bit. Yeah.
Do they run like BOGO deals or anything crazy? Like when you go to like a car dealership?
I think some places do, but I'm not going to one of those places. I'm going to somebody who I've seen his work and it's pretty good.
They don't have
so-
like wacky wobblers out front or anything?
I don't think so. No, it was pretty bougie inside. I think you get like a free syringe of
That's what
lip
I'm
filler or
laughing at.
something like that. But
There you go.
Yeah, I would accept Bitcoin any day.
Yeah.
I love Bitcoin.
On the top of Layla's page, she might have something that you can send whatever your coins are. She might have an address for that coin on her X. I'm not even trying to grift right
Oh,
now.
yeah,
I'm just
probably.
saying, like, oh, Bitcoin? Oh, Bitcoin?
Dude, I don't remember the last time I was on X.
No.
It's been weeks. You know
You've been
that?
too busy in
Yeah, it's
real
been
life
weeks since I've been
working.
on it.
It's one of the signs.
If that's what you
It's a
want to call
giveaway
it.
sign.
Yeah.
It's a giveaway sign.
I hate my job, but it is what it is for right now.
For right now. So what else is going on in the world, you guys? I think at 3:33 a.m. on the morning of February 13th, that is actually when Iran got struck by a missile. Do you think it could be coincidental, like a random time?
333.
Yeah, and like war WW is a
Wow.
33. So then you have a WW3, so that's 333. I don't know, maybe it's just coincidental though. Maybe I'm just seeing things.
Nothing is coincidence, Chaney, and you know that.
I mean, if presidents planned out
You know
important decisions based on astrology, wouldn't you plan war based on astrology? Even if there was a 0.0 repeating 1% chance it would give you an advantage, it seems like someone would still take that advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, it also feels like a loop as well. Like, but then it also feels like the reset, like in the past, like a global reset, and then a whole transhumanism and a different type of human, and like this whole like shift in whatever direction they want to lead the new world into. Because that's what's technically happening right now. It's a reset, and they're destroying the old world, which is the world that we kind of grew up in, into the new world, which is smart cities and AI and everything quick, easy. Everybody's just going to be on fucking meds and
I know, I was gonna ask, like
total
in the
control,
old world
probably.
too, and it's interesting, like if you've been a long time listener of this show, Illyrian isn't like Persia, Iran? Isn't like the ancient world, like the last
Yeah.
ancient untouched world maybe is Iran.
Mm-hmm. There's ties to that, and the whole man. There's so much information I need to like put together that I just don't have time to. I'm looking for a new job that has better time for me, so I can do more. But it all ties to Iran and the what are the Gilgamesh people, right? Is that the tribes, the Gilgamesh? Wait, Gilgamesh and what was the tribe that back in the day? Where was
Persia?
he from?
Or I
What
thought it was
tribe?
like the whole Persia area, the Gilgamesh.
It's like older. Gilgamesh was part of that. What area? Era.
I'm pulling it.
My brain, y'all. I'm a Delulu today.
Sumerian.
Been working 12 hours. Sumerian. There you go. So a lot of the Sumerian hieroglyphs and the Albanian or Illyrian hieroglyphic teachings are very similar, and they have a history that connects each other because of this Illyrian warrior who tried to conquered Palestine, conquered parts of Iran, well, back in the day, whatever it was, all the way into Turkey. So there's like a lot of like interconnected lines there with Iran and Palestine and Jesus, and there's a lot. I'm still trying to dissect everything.
That Jesus guy seems to be part of everything.
He does.
Part of everything. Wow, your cat has something to say.
He's very vocal. Sorry. But he's also a baby and he has to be on me constantly. So he's here for it.
It's okay. I understand. I wish I could get my cat to be on me right now.
Except that
You're making me
perches, like,
jealous.
he's
It's like
perching on
a
my knee right now,
yearbook.
but he's gonna fall and then like claw the shit out of me. You should see the claw marks all over me.
And that's just from today. Don't you have like 3 cats that have come into your life in the last week or something?
Well, one was my daughter got a cat, and then this one was like a rescue from the demolished building, and then then my other cat was just my neighbor's cat, but it's mine now. So just 2 that came recently.
Well,
Am I
you
still
stole it from
frozen?
your neighbor?
Well, they didn't let it in their house. They just fed it on their porch, and it decided it wanted to live with me. So
Okay, fair enough.
yeah.
Look at Thomas talking about Jesus while wearing that hood.
I'm allowed to say anything I want about. I grew up Catholic, so I grew up the right religion, so I can say anything I want now.
You're the one.
Oh.
You're like, I'm the only one of you that's going to heaven.
Yeah. I know the secret password. I know all the tricks and the codes. You kidding me?
I know it. Probably why I have so much. I'm like, I know that I'm not going to the Christian heaven. So I have so
I don't
much
know. I know a
freedom.
guy. I know a guy.
Oh, you know? Okay, go. All right.
Yeah, he's
good.
a Mason. He knows him.
He's like, no, I legitimately know him. We'll talk off air. Yeah, I also heard that I was on Weaponized News earlier tonight, and he was going through like this day in history, and one of the things this day in history that I was like, what? In 1920, this day in history is the day officially that the post office said no more babies. Stop mailing your babies to the mail. We're not doing it anymore.
We're not taking part in human
Wait,
trafficking.
We're
what?
no longer, yeah, in 1920, today in history is when the post office said we're no longer going to accept babies.
Well, who's sending babies in the mail?
A lot of
I think a
people-
lot of people, I think the orphan
Yeah.
trains, and now the more that we're learning, I think a lot of weird stuff was going on.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so wild. Like, they were comparing, I guess, Old Tartarian, the Instagram account, Old World Tartaria, something like that. Anyway, he was comparing these pictures of back in the day in Tartaria and the modern day buildings that still stand of the same buildings of Tartaria, right? And in these pictures, these people that are in these pictures that are painted, they're all giants. They're all huge. They're
Big
all
motherfuckers.
like compared to humans that they were all fucking gigantic. And it's just like, was that the reset that happened? Like just wiped, they manually somehow figured out, maybe through water channels and like guiding, like you said, that they know how to do that and create floods in certain areas, like man-made flooding. Maybe that's something that they did, or maybe they have earthquake machines, or maybe they have technology about magnetism that we had no idea about, because that's what they're figuring out, that the key to all of it is not gravity, it's all magnetism. And that's how they built pyramids, and that's how they build these amazing structures that were like, how did they build it back then?
Not to
And we're having
interrupt,
trouble.
but we have somebody
Yeah.
asking where's the best platform for chat. It's in the Project Chaney chat on YouTube. If you want to be a part of the live stream chat, that's the best place to go.
Yeah, I concur. But they were all fucking giant. It was so wild. I was like, okay, maybe that's the thing, and maybe that's where I guess, genetically modified humans back in the day in a different technique that we don't know about, and just made us smaller. And I think that's what's happening. It's like we're shrinking, maybe. We're not getting taller. We're probably shrinking somehow.
Or the only way that would happen is that we're killing off the giants the same way that normal like sized humans now basically killed off all the pygmies. Like they just eradicated an entire like extra species of humans, essentially, like a whole race.
I think they did.
The
Because I
Mayfair
think
Witch
that there
book?
is a point to that if a creature's bigger than you, then you almost see it as direct competition. Like the original like warriors, right? You'd look over and be like, it's not fair that they're all 9 feet tall and we're
Right, like if you're a
5 feet
basketball
tall.
team and you're like 5 foot tall and the other team is all over 6 foot.
Yeah,
it feels
so
that way.
you aim to either be part of
Yeah.
them, which brings them down. So now the average isn't 5 foot; it's going to be like 5'10". But now there's no more 9 foot people, or they just kill them off.
Well, and you know what's probably even crazier? They were probably all amazing human beings, this group of giants that were just like, they're probably like so intelligent, and they just wanted to see beauty everywhere. And then these fucking people that got kicked out of country to country probably like saw like how powerful and they wanted that power and they wanted to be the chosen and probably they were chosen and they fucking exterminated them. And that's what probably World War One was about. It was like exterminating the rest of what was left of the giant race.
Do you think that maybe certain humans on the surface are protecting what's left of this giant race under the surface? Because doesn't it also seem that there's like lore of our soldiers going into Afghanistan and battling like redheaded giants, and the story of David in the area is him battling a giant. And maybe if it's ancient Persia, if you look up the lore of like Prince of Persia, but then you even have Gulliver's Travels where it's you being tied up by Lilliput. But what if that's really the way we captured the giants, was enough of us throwing roped things over to each other and having enough rope and just like that kind of way.
Yeah, and what if
Gulliver's
also like someone mentioned like Shaq. Like someone mentioned Shaq, and automatically my brain went to like, what if, the whole hospital system has something to do with like testing the baby's blood, seeing if they have like the giant gene in them, and allowing maybe one to be, saved and say, oh, look, it's just a genetic whatever. And, some giants existed, but not like a whole race of them. So it's like they try to make it like it's a genetically like something genetically fucked up and he became a giant, but in reality this was actually a race and maybe they suppressed that gene from awakening in humans, and and they just allow certain ones allowed to be on this realm and they off the rest of them.
Well, if like the buildings in
I'm
the
thinking
ancient
so.
Antiquitech, if it wasn't ours, like all the big stairs and the things that we keep talking about, like if it wasn't ours, then maybe they did create some magnificent things or have technology that we wanted. Maybe we watched them build significant things with like frequencies and we were like, I want to be in control of that.
I wouldn't put it past
Do you think they probably
someone that could have possibly just said like, we can't figure out how they did all that cool stuff, so let's just break all their toys.
Yeah.
That
Do you think that they lived in a certain region or continent, or do you think it was like all scattered? Or do you think like they really like had one territory where they
I feel like they'd
like,
all
lived?
aggregate to the one spot. They'd be like, I'm sick of being with all these idiots around here, and they'd all like go to Atlantis or wherever that thing would
Yeah,
be.
I agree.
land of
These
giants.
tiny
Harvard
humans are
or whatever. It's like the MIT of Nephilim.
Or like the Jay Dreamer's idea
Or
is like closer to Rupa Negro, is that everything was bigger. And as we like came down the equator, we kind of got smaller.
or what if they had technology that they could use magnetism and create the cities in the sky, like, Jack and the Beanstalk, and they did have cities that we heard of like in fairy tale and myth and folklore. So what if they had a technology, since they were intelligent beings and they did build all these amazing structures here on this surface? What if they had that? Cities in the sky.
Have you guys? This made
Avatar.
me think of that misspeak. I wish I could find it right now, but there was like some Secretary of State or something, some big person talking about and a misspoke, and like, I just talked to a soldier on the moon now. Like, did you guys hear this? I'll find it.
Sounds like something Joe Biden would be up to.
Yeah, it was definitely something that I was like, let's see.
I recently stumbled upon this video about this scientist who built a coral something in Florida,
The Coral Castle?
by himself, and yes, that guy. And his study was, he figured out how all these buildings were built, and it was all magnetism. And he said gravity has nothing and no play what to do whatsoever on this realm, and he figured that everything works through magnetism and only through that, and electromagnetism, of course. And that's why I'm like bringing this up. Maybe they knew something about the magnetism, that they could even create floating cities in the sky. That, I mean, I feel like they knew it back then and we didn't now, and we don't now.
I might be wrong. I have been to that coral castle, and I feel like it was a love letter to a child. I could be wrong, but I feel like it was a grown man who made it as a love letter to a child. But maybe she wasn't a child. Maybe she was a
Maybe.
grown-ass woman, allegedly.
Do I have that? video?
Okay.
As young Americans across the country get to see all of the amazing things that the Army has done, whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California, or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great.
Did you guys hear him?
No,
On the
what did he
moon?
say?
So he's like talking about all these great things that we're gonna do, ba 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 ba, and he's so excited for.
Whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California, or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great. We think this is going to be an.
So you're like, what? He talked to a soldier on the moon?
You know, an astronaut on the moon that's also a soldier. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I didn't hear anything
They-
that I don't believe happened.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. Like, whoop, little slip of the tongue there, or not. But people do
Is
talk
still a thing?
Yeah, I found the video. Should I play a little bit?
of the Coral Castle. I can pull up something about the
Uh-huh.
Coral Castle.
Have you not
It's-
been there? Well, that seems like a classic Florida thing.
Yeah, I've been there. I feel like we've discussed it a bunch, but I can totally find
Yeah,
something.
he probably did, but this guy talks about like what he discovered and how he figured out how to move these structures and, you know, create this massive, like, you know, fucking castle by himself with no machinery and no tool, like no like heavy, you know, cars or anything. And it was all done by magnetism, he claims. And the structure still stands.
It's the story behind it is by far the most impressive part. When you actually get to Coral Castle, there is a slight amount of like, oh, is this it?
Yeah, it's a little underwhelming compared to the pictures.
But then someone's like, could you lift this? And it's like, I mean, no. Admittedly, I could not lift this stuff.
They're like, could you have set up this huge piece of coral to spin on a dime?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I couldn't.
I couldn't.
wild.
No, it's
Can anybody hear me? Because I've been saying shit and nobody's replied, not ever
Yeah.
once.
and now, but no,
now, but
we haven't heard
just
you.
now, you obviously knew we couldn't, or you wouldn't have just said, "Can you hear me?" Unless
Well,
you've been
no,
saying, "Can you
because I was
hear
like,
me?
maybe
Can you hear
I
me?
just
Can
don't
you
care
hear
what
me?"
I'm saying. I only
What-
said it once.
What do you have to say, girl?
No, I was like interjecting the whole time, and everybody's just like, da 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 da. I was like, okay.
No,
Well, what were you
I swear.
interjecting about? We're all
It
ears.
doesn't
Usually
even
they're good.
matter now.
We need more super chats for more mics.
Don't be mad at us. We didn't hear you.
Rude.
One day.
She's
No,
like, it doesn't even
doesn't
fucking
even
matter
how
now. I'm
hard you
pissed.
try.
I'm triggered. Fuck.
I tried
Screw that guy in
so
his coral
hard.
castle. I was gonna pull up pictures of the coral castle.
I've never heard that it was maybe for like a kid that he made it for.
Like it was a love. He was in love with her, but I think she was like 12, and he was a
So
grown
it's like Alice in
man.
Wonderland.
Yeah, I feel like it has a similar
Kid
story
love.
as that.
Pedophile.
Creepy.
Boom.
Pedophiles are gross.
And it's very
That's wild.
planetary, where it has, you know, like these and then like the Saturn. And it's also like you can touch and lay on everything. If a man built you this garden, like if it really, like if somebody gave you this love letter, you would be Like,
It's-
oh, if you were into the outdoors, you might not be into it, but it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. There's just something like I stumbled upon. My algorithms are weird. Y'all know that already, though. I have some more weird shit to share, but later, little by little tidbits.
We should keep a little list of all the locations that come up. So whenever we go on world tour, we've kind of got like the
Ooh,
spots.
The Coral
yeah.
Castle is it is a little easier for me than you, Layla. You have like other cool stuff that's a closer journey in Florida for you. But in Florida, I think it's
Yeah.
definitely worth a visit.
That's
Like if
about
you're going down
Miami.
to Miami, yeah, it's in that.
I could go to Truman's house
Oh, that's a good one.
where he lived.
Matt Gates'
Yeah, I
house.
could go to the whole town.
Jekyll Island is a good
Uh-huh.
halfway point for a lot of us too, I think, because it's like basically southern Georgia.
Southern Georgia and Jekyll Island. I thought it was weird because the Bilderberg meeting also started during the full moon. And not during, but the day of, the Bilderberg group, everybody's favorite. And one of the ladies she's not the governor of Georgia, but I think she was running for the governor of Georgia, and she's there. And I was like, curious, like with Palantir people and Windows people and Google people, the Bilderberg people. And then it's just like a lady who ran for governor of Georgia.
How does Cuomo have the audacity to run for governor again?
He's had a legacy family,
How does-
right?
I don't understand it.
Because it's basically a mafia. It's just like it's a crime family.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I think so. Because his dad was all up in during probably the craziest time in New York City, right? During the 70s, like all the nuttiness of New York City. I think that's when his father was the something of New York City.
Wasn't Wiener New York City too? Anthony Weiner? That was another New York. I don't know where mine is.
Look at Abbie. Abbie, we heard that, Abbie.
Deal with that.
Oh my gosh. I thought that was an Indian airliner that couldn't get it up.
Oh, wait, am I not on the mic?
I don't think so.
Oh no, I don't know. We
I don't
totally
know.
heard that though.
Oh shit. Oh, my bad. I
I did it on purpose.
Yeah, I thought you totally did it on
What?
purpose. And you just silenced
You're
the
like,
whole. So did you guys see with that Indian airliner that went down? Like one person survived by jumping out of the plane before it crashed.
How did they manage that? Open the emergency exit?
Yeah, out of the emergency exit, and it feels like unbreakable.
Well,
Do
you know what's even more wild?
What? Now you're quiet.
Oh. So the building that it crashed into?
Where did that one come
it crashed
from?
into?
She's like, over here, see?
Mic check, Layla.
She's holding her
building
bong,
didn't
talking
fall.
into it with her microphone in her lap.
Listen, I was on my feet for 12 hours in the fucking heat.
She's talking into the. It's
Yeah,
12:45
what was I
a.m.
saying?
Well,
Eastern
you see.
Standard. Hit the like and subscribe
Jet fuel
button.
apparently doesn't topple over or burn or bring down the buildings in India. Okay? That fucking plane crashed into a building and the building still stands.
Oh. Oh, that's interesting.
Does jet fuel bring down buildings like the Twin Tower? No, absolutely not. Just so you know. Okay. That's all I
Well,
wanted to say. I
it does, but only if the building's been coated in nanothermite first.
Yes, by dancing Israelis who apparently were posing as electricians and elevator maintenance people, and apparently renting out a whole 2 floors of the World Trade Center, and then having thousands of boxes of fuses in there coincidentally.
Yeah, but that
Like,
only happened
what?
one time.
Yeah, but like,
It only
how many times do you need it?
exploded one time
It
too.
only happened
Just
one
the
time.
one.
I mean, I feel like we
That's the
shouldn't
one.
nitpick too much.
Here, I'll just open up my page
Fucking
and we'll look at
wild.
the building that Layla is talking about
Go look at it.
together.
It stands. Yeah, look at that, guys.
Look at it.
What is that made out of? Some
Yeah,
concrete?
that must be some next level technology.
Wow.
Maybe it's
For
maybe it's
real. What kind of
hempcrete.
sorcery?
You know, this
No, it's
part of the
voodoo.
world is known for their superior infrastructure.
Is this-
Like Oklahoma, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like the last moments of or this. I just want to see the plane again. other
Now,
other
who's on
people
the
thought
plane
it
that
too,
was so
Layla.
important?
Look at
Yeah.
they're like, huh, curious.
Who
There's a
was-
plane. There's a plane.
Who
Wow.
who was on the plane that they wanted to get rid of? There's like some kind of
Here it is.
huge like Indian mogul.
Because it really
Mogul,
was
whatever.
crazy. It just kind of fell out of the sky. Like it looked like
Yeah.
if it looked like somebody turned the gravity on high on this plane. It was so weird. I never seen a plane crash like that before.
Where's Nathan
Yeah, and
Fielder when
apparently
you need
like
him?
everything on the plane wasn't working properly. Like it was like minutes. It just went up in the air, and then all of a sudden they said like they felt the guy apparently who was alive. It felt like the plane stopped like for like seconds, and then you just felt it like just go fume down. It just stopped in the middle of the air, and then
And just started losing power. And he was
everything
like,
cut off.
screw this, I'm out. Jump.
Yeah, everything cut off. Bye. Smart motherfucker. I'd rather have broken bones jump out of the fucking plane.
This makes me
There's a
wonder
body of
too that
water under me.
like where if you're in an elevator and it's falling, of course you can't just jump right before it hits the ground and save yourself. But what if you can? What if they just tell you that so that they have a better chance of surviving than you do in case they're stuck in an elevator with you? You ever heard that before? If you're on like a plane that's about to crash, you just wait right until it hits and just jump up in the air and you're fine.
Turns out he didn't jump. The guy that says he survived.
No?
I don't know.
No, I think like for some reason like he was still conscious and he saw people around him like burning or something like that, and he just made his escape.
He probably looking at it in the way that building looks. He probably and how it looks like the plane is like partially in the building. He probably fell out of the plane with it all chaotic and was in shock and is like, I just jumped out of a plane, but he was already stopped in a building.
Or he's an
Yeah, probably the
X-Men.
adrenaline helped too.
What, Abbie?
Or he's an X-Men.
Yeah, like Unbreakable. He's full Bruce
Yeah.
Willis.
Or what was that movie with
Or-
Andy Garcia, where like they pretend that he survived the plane crash? It was like I want to say Dustin Hoffman and Andy Garcia. You know what I'm talking about? I think like Dustin Hoffman is in an air crash, or he drives by a
Gina
plane
Davis?
that
Is
had
Gina
just crashed, and he runs in and he saves a bunch of people. But then he's like, he doesn't want the limelight, so he's like, oh, this guy did it, and it was Andy Garcia. And then Andy Garcia turns that into like a run for political office, and he like gets in the office.
Is Gina Davis the love interest
Huh.
of this movie?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was
We're
yes,
gonna-
but I can't tell you for sure.
Well, I was like, let's look up this movie, but I'm like, Andy Garcia movies. That is Andy.
Well, Andy Garcia and Dustin Hoffman. I don't know if they.
Oh,
if they
okay.
crossed paths
Dustin Hoffman. Let's see what it
at all. Hero.
pulls up.
That's the name of it, right? Hero.
Oh, look at love interest. I love this. I love this for our timeline right now, you guys. You don't even realize this is all for the spell. This will be so magic. Now that I know, we are going to pull up The video,
Summer needs
it
to
Gina
come back
Davis?
on one night.
What's that?
the timing will be perfect for her to come on. Dustin Hoffman is also on the movie Wag the Dog. It is cheaper to film a production of war than to actually go to war. Remember that always. But look at it. It is Dustin Hoffman. It is Andy Garcia, and sandwiched between
You were right.
Gina
Davis.
Davis.
Gina Davis.
Some would say she's in a league of her own.
Or she's Thelma.
She's a
Is she
man.
Thelma or Louise?
She's a man, no?
Gina
know.
Davis?
I don't think so. I feel like people
So pretty.
are. I've never
Huh?
been on the where people got really high and every single person in Hollywood was the other sex like everybody else did. But I knew they were even saying it about the Bonnie Blue is going around. They're like, Bonnie Blue used to be a
Oh my
man
God.
when she was younger. She had a sex change at 13, but then they put a picture of like a man next to the picture of her, and that's not a 13-year-old. It's like somewhere in people's brains something is breaking, and I'm like, even the one where they measure it and they're like, here's what a torso looks like, and I'm like, you don't have enough friends. There's a lot of
but I
different
think-
shaped torsos.
I think Frida Kahlo was definitely a boy.
Yeah, some
Like-
of them could definitely be sus.
I feel like
yeah.
Caitlyn Jenner was a dude at some point.
Yeah, Caitlyn
think so?
Jenner, right when all this started, this actually could be the culprit, honestly. Caitlyn Jenner kissed the Wailing Wall. Like right before all this started. Caitlyn Jenner, and I think it's maybe because like she didn't cover her head.
Mm.
You can't fool the wall. You might have the best plastic surgery in the whole world, but there is a protocol, sir, when you're going up to that wall. You can't do it with your Lee press-on nails and without your head covered. I don't know what the protocol you guys are.
You
just
gotta have a
completely making it
wig
up.
on. I assume. I don't know. I actually have no idea what the rules are.
What
I know.
about a black cloak?
I feel like that would be okay.
Our heads are covered.
Let's see. Caitlyn Jenner Wailing Wall. Some say they've never heard the wall wail so loud.
Hi.
It's just so wild,
Hi.
you guys. What mother of pearl timeline is this? That Caitlyn Jenner is just like, like Greta Thunberg, you guys. She got captured by the Israel military is just ridiculous. And that's where we're at. Like Caitlyn Jenner, she just laid her hands on the Wailing Wall.
I'm interested to see what Greta Thunberg's like long story arc ends up being, because she's gonna end up being either like a joke or a cautionary tale, or she's gonna basically take over the world at some point and just rain hellfire down on everyone that made fun of her.
Greta Thunberg. She could be the last of the pygmies.
Is that Greta right there?
That is Bruce or Caitlyn. Bruce, Caitlyn.
In the Mayfair Witches, the Anne Rice books, the pygmies can mix with the giants and create giants.
How the hell does that? I wouldn't want to be the pygmy in that equation. I'd want to
Because
be the giant.
the pygmy is the like they both have like the double helix or like an extra helix in their DNA. So it's like a recessive gene, but they're able to pull out the giant.
Don't you think that I don't know why in my head the like male Greta in my head is David Hogg, and I feel like he has a long story arc for us too. Like-
I just feel like he's gonna end up being just director of the FBI at some point.
Yeah.
I know.
He might already. be
He
that.
might already be the director of the FBI,
I'm
but I
just-
think he's. Go on, Layla.
How shocking is that for just someone like her? Okay, it's not shocking, honestly. She's a plant. We all know that. But it's just wild that, hey, we're going to get on this boat and we're going to get all this stuff and we're just going to just boat our way to fucking Israel, Palestine, whatever. I'm like, how do people just like think, hey, let me just go? Like, this is not just normal people behavior. This is like organized propaganda behavior, and people buy into it. Like, it's real. It's not real. It was all staged. All staged.
Did you already know that, Thomas? That his dad was a former. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and his whole story was right before that event happened. Apparently he had already graduated high school in California. This is like some of the TikTok X conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
So I give it like a 10% veracity rating. But the story was that he had already graduated high school. He had gone to like one of these summer camps. Instead of going to something cool like space camp, he went to like CNN camp or like Mockingbird camp, whatever the hell they call that. And he was like, this is what I want to do. I want to be a CNN person that's related to, an FBI person. And immediately there was the event. And there's even remember the original clips where he said that he heard this was going down. So he got on his bike and he pedaled as fast as he could to school to get people's reactions. And he just happened to be talking to people about gun control right as this whole kind of thing went off. So I feel like he's been planted in this story arc since the moment that he popped on the scene. And I always wondered too, remember the chick that he was with too? Do you think she's ever like, how come this guy's getting all of the attention? Like I was also there, but her dad, you remember the one that had like the shaved head? I can't remember what she was like a they them type thing, but
I do remember. I feel like because they showed up at every single school shooting. And here's another interesting thing. Didn't it seem like why there was like these years why Obama was in office that we were just riddled with school shootings?
Yeah. What happened to
Like,
David Hogg?
That's who I just that.
No, wait, that's what you're talking about. Yeah, but I saw another name, Hogg, not David Hogg.
That was his dad.
Okay.
And so I was like, did you already know that his dad was like FBI? Because he's like, he'll just turn into the FBI.
And who was that? The bomber? The Oklahoma bomber?
Timothy McVeigh?
Yeah, he's also CIA. Apparently, or something like that.
Yeah, that he was perhaps sheep dipped when he was in the army, or was it the Marines? But he got sheep dipped while he was in the military, and they kicked him out for having like bad teeth or like bad bones or something.
What does sheep dip mean?
Sheep dipping is when you make it look to the outside world that you are kicking someone out of the military for any number of reasons, but in reality, they're being sent undercover.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Sheep dip. They're wolf and sheep dip.
You know what news I've been really excited about?
Hold on. Let us all guess. Oh, okay. Go on. Never mind.
RFK and him hiring Dr. Malone, who apparently is the creator of the Jibbity Jab, the mRNA technology. Okay. And apparently he came out against the COVID vaccines while they were pushing it out because he knew what mRNA was capable of. So he's trying to warn people about that, even though they used his technology and his patent to create whatever they created and injected everybody. But apparently now he is going to be helping RFK Jr. in deciding which vaccines are safe and which are not, and exploiting the whole autism discussion and what is actually going on with humans. And I think they're going to tackle a lot of shit, and they're going to unveil a lot of things that are happening to humanity, which are going to answer a lot of questions to many of the concerns that people have and doctors don't tell the truth about. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah, there's been a lot of good stuff. Definitely.
Make America healthy
coming
again.
Down the pipe.
Let's
You're
do
all
it.
Maha.
If we can get rid of all the vaccines, I would be so happy. We don't need to inject children, newborns, for that. Now, if you go to another country and you're exposed to other things, I don't know. I don't want to
Maybe
vouch
take
for
some
it.
antibiotics or
But
something, you know?
yeah, that, or actually just get immune, like do the Swedish thing, or what is it, the Polish
Take
thing.
some
Put your
parasite
babies out in the
cleanses.
winter, let them build their natural immunity, and then they won't get sick, and things like that.
Maybe this is why people were sending their babies through the mail back in the day. It was like to
Get
just
their
get them
immune
Left them
system.
like
outside.
road tested a little bit.
Let's have
Yeah.
chickenpox parties. We're sending it to you.
Yeah, if they made it back to you, then it was like,
If you love something, set it free or whatever it is, right? You just pop it in the mail. I wanted to. How much did that cost? Was that like overnight express
look
kind
it
of
up.
prices, or you could just pop a stamp on any baby?
I feel like it was the price of a stamp.
So you could just
That's why-
grab, you could just
Oh my
snatch
That's why
your
they
neighbor's
did it,
child
yeah.
and throw a stamp on them, and now they're like in another city.
Yeah, it's a cheap
Did
way to
that?
traffic.
Did people lack humanity back in the day that they were allowed to, like, not even allowed, that they actually went through with things like that?
They trusted their mailman, but here's the thing: like your mailman isn't going to deliver it to another city.
I'm Confucian.
Oh my gosh. This is
Like
like
they're babies.
But I
you're
guess we believed in general goodness. None of us do anymore, though. Our eyes have been open to the not goodness of most people.
Mm.
You know,
What are we looking at here, Chaney?
Are these the mailmen with the babies?
These are mailmen and babies.
Oh my God. I can't believe this is fucking real. Or is this AI?
This is, I
It's
think,
been
part
around
of
for a
the
while.
issue. I almost wonder if they give us the technology again right before they think they're about to delete it from us.
Now is this
Ooh.
just like, hey, you know me, and my sister is like later down on your delivery route. Can you bring my baby to my sister? Or is it literally send this baby to this address at this time?
Okay.
Because I don't want it anymore.
This one says in 1913, it was legal to mail children with stamps attached to their clothing. Children rode trains to their destinations accompanied by a letter carrier. One
What
newspaper reported it
destinations
cost
do babies have?
53 cents.
well, it must have been like flying unaccompanied minor.
Yeah, but what destinations do babies have other than being with their mother?
Grandparents and whatever else, possibly
Epstein Island?
aunts and uncles.
Yeah, but didn't back in the day, weren't there more like together, families more together? Wasn't that the whole thing that they pushed on us? Like, oh, the family unit is no longer a thing now. And that families used to live on compounds and like,
Kinda, but
you
I
know.
think also there was also a lot of families that just had their kids out working for them. Like that was their workforce.
In 1920,
That's
the cost to
wild.
mail a baby via the U.S. Postal Service would typically be the cost of parcel post stamps, which was usually around 15 cents. For example, a 6-year-old girl was shipped over 700 miles for 15 cents. While it was cheaper than train fare, this practice was officially banned by the post office in 1915, according to the post office on Instagram. However, some cases occurred after the date as late as
Wait, I
1920.
like how AI is sourcing an Instagram post in its fact check here.
I know that's so, but I mean,
There wasn't another source for this. It was just a.
I just
Instagram
pulled. No. I just pulled up this one while I was typing, and then I even see the AI overview of it. But I think it's funny because with your AI, this is not my AI. This is just whatever is on my favorite search engine, Google. But for your AI, if you're looking for things, you have to tell it. Take out expert opinions, take out Twitter posts, take out Instagram and Facebook posts, because your AI does this like amalgamation of everything and then gives you an answer. So if you really want answers for things, you have to contour it with your AI. Like otherwise, that is the real thing of what's happening in the world. But I was just like, here, just give me a summary real quick. I don't want to find out whole.
I also just at the end I add written by Michael Bay just to give it like a little spice for whenever it comes back.
With music. Bum, bum.
Sometimes it will, yeah. Sometimes it'll like write out the music score. Dramatic violins play.
U.S. Post Office. Mail, baby. I think it's funny that I just think blackmail. Here's one. Let's see if what it says. Well, the UPS does not currently currently allow humans to be mailed. There was a brief period in history where it was possible to mail children, primarily in the early years of parcel post around 1913 to 1915. These incidences were rare and often involved trusted mail carriers delivering children to relatives, sometimes with stamps affixed to their clothing. It was officially banned by the post office in 1915, so it says.
So they say.
So they
Well,
say.
technically, according to what's it called? War Castles, I think it's called. He's the chief something postmaster, whatever, and he talks about syntax, grammar, and all that, and the laws, and yada yada. And he talks about the post office, and he talks about how he doesn't have a passport, and that he ships himself from place to place. So you'll go to the post office, sign some fucking documents, don't know the names of the documents, and he literally gets a stamp for himself for him to be shipped to wherever he's going, because he is a sovereign being and he knows the proper grammar and what he is as a vessel and the true nature of things and the quantum of it all. So that's what he does, and that's how he travels. So to be free, I guess that's the proper way because of how everything's set and the way we come out through a canal and the water, the same ways through, verbiage and how it all connects on that frequency. So, yeah,
How does
it
that
kind of
work?
makes
Do you just
sense.
show up to the post office and you're like, one to
He
Alaska,
explains
please?
it. He actually explains it. I forgot what was his name. Russell G. Gould or something like that. He has a War of the Castles or something like that. It's like a 12-part series, and he breaks it down and he talks about how the syntax works and how he ships himself off and how he's been in prison and how he didn't. Oh, just so he doesn't be in the system, just so he's not part of the system and doesn't want to sell his sovereignty to the system. And it's fascinating. It's like you have to sit through it, but like you have to watch it a couple times too to fully grasp what he's trying to explain to you and how to do it. And when you learn the proper syntax grammar on the quantum level, because it's all quantum, he'll tell you what the color of the inks mean, how you manifest through that as well, writing in uppercase versus lowercase, using proper pronouns. It's so deep, but I think there's a secret to that, knowing that. I think
And he gets to travel for free by doing this?
I don't know if it's for free, but it's like I guess like through weight. I don't recall.
First class
I don't
postage.
recall. Yeah, probably something like that. But there's a way to do it. And he's a postmaster general, so he knows the ins and outs of it. Russell J. Gould. I think that's, yeah.
Okay,
Gould or
Russell
something like that.
Gould. I was just looking up Elliot Gould, and I'm like,
Russell
I
J.
think
Gould.
that is a guy that was married to Barbara Streisand or something.
Sorry, yeah, it's Russell
And
J.
Ellie
Gould.
Gold is a pop star.
Goldberg, is he a
He's an
wrestler?
interesting being.
Goldberg. Russell
He's
J.
been in prison,
Gould.
and apparently he, like, even to the point where he went through starvation because he refused to even take a sip of water from them, because it's, if you accept something from them, you're accepting being part of that system, the false system. And we're like, they created this false system of false contracts, false, everything's like false. Like all these contracts that we sign, they're not like true things, they're like fake fucking things. Yeah, this guy, he's fucking, I like him, I personally like him, and they shadow ban him. Like, he's not popular, he tries to be popular, but they don't allow his information to be spread. Don't know why. Well, I know why, but I'm just saying,
I found his LinkedIn.
he's a clever man.
But he has, it looks like on YouTube, Sovereign Citizens. Oh, he's a Sovereign Citizens guy.
Oh yeah, that's the whole
Yeah, and he
premise of
can walk
sovereign
you through it.
citizen.
He's a sovereign citizen guy, all maritime law stuff.
Uh-huh.
Legalese,
And
talking
he
about
goes
legalese.
in depth. How to do it, how to like get your, how the Queen of England thumbprints everything, the type of ink, what they mean, what they represent. Very good guy. Quantum. It's all in a quantum field, apparently. It's all
Quantum
frequency and energy.
thumbprint of the queen.
I always wonder if someone were like a true sovereign citizen and they knew all the secret terminology to use, but I've never seen one of
Well,
those on Cops or Live PD. They always got the ones that don't know the phrases because they'll just say, "I'm not driving, I'm traveling," and then they end up getting a ticket or going to jail.
Well, my Maria had something to say
yeah.
about that. She just pretty much said it would never stand up in court.
What, that you're not driving, you're traveling?
Yeah, and all the sovereign citizen stuff. She just said there's it never does. So
I know. I always
There's this interesting.
I always just wonder, like,
Yeah.
is because the amount of time, and that usually they end up staying in jail for this certain amount of time, and then it's like somewhere it doesn't seem easy to be a sovereign citizen.
You just said jail, and this is exactly what I wanted to say. Like, I wanted to read something to you guys that'll blow your mind, that made me blow my mind, and it made me think of Matrix and sovereign being and all of that. Just hear me out, okay? Just for 1 second. Prisoners are called inmates. Inmate is like in matter. Our bodies are made of cells. Prisoners are put in cells. We speak sentences. Prisoners serve sentences. Perhaps we're speaking ourselves into confinement. Prisoners are doing time. Maybe time itself is part of the cage. And then you have cell walls. Prisoners live behind cell walls, and biological cells contain them. Perhaps every level of this construct is containment. The first man was Adam. Adam, a free-flowing eternal essence, atom. Perhaps maybe being in matter is the ultimate inmate status. The body is the cell, the system is the prison, and the sentence is existing. And in this dense illusion until we wake up and find the way out, and that's that.
I wish you would step back from the
terminology
ledge,
word.
my friend. That's what I felt like if somebody said that to me, like if I were hanging out with them, I would be like, better than I was before.
It's just when I heard that, it like automatically it automatically took me to the scene of the Matrix of him waking up in the cell, and like the body has a cell and living within the cell, and the living thing in the cell, which is the nucleus, and it has a mind of its own and its own system in that cell. So it's like a cell within a cell within a cell within a cell. What if we live in a cell in the big body? And we don't even know it.
I mean, this sounds like
We're just
pretty
living in a
straightforward,
fucking
like Gnosticism.
yeah,
right.
Hold on, let me get my hood on for this.
and even
Can't
like
help but think.
Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil, he talks about how like the devil is just the negative half of the atom.
The positive and negative charge, the up and the down, as above, so below.
Mhm.
The nucleus is the center, the North Pole, whatever, where that mountain is. What's it called? You said earlier, Chaney.
Mount Meru.
Yeah,
The center of the
Mount
earth.
Meru. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Abbie, have you seen that cartoon called Luck?
No, tell me about it.
It's like a girl and her black cat, and she lives in a world, and she's like a girl with the worst luck in the world. And then one day she finds a magic
Yeah.
penny.
It's on Apple TV. I haven't finished it, but it was pretty cute.
Well, she goes into the land of luck, and the land of luck cannot exist without bad luck. And when she goes into the world of bad luck, she like you got to jump up. You almost have to jump in because the gravity is upside down in bad luck. And so there was just
To,
like
like embrace
interesting.
the chaos, pretty much.
Yeah, and she had to do it, and she was like the girl with the worst in bad luck. She didn't have the worst luck. There's other creatures with worse luck than her, but in good luck, obviously, she has the worst luck in all of good luck. I don't know. It's curious, but even how her trying to
mind
exist in the world, one of the little creatures is like, you just have to know it. You just have to know it and then just do it. Like the whole world of good luck.
Intention, come
Yeah.
on.
It's kind of crazy. But in that way,
to
it's a
finish
black
that.
cat. So maybe that black cat in that show
So if
has a
Maybe
name.
we conjured her.
so.
We conjured her.
We did.
Summer.
Oh,
Damn,
look who it
man, I'm
is.
telling you.
Do
I-
not
Look
look
who it is.
Bumba Rasclat. Big up yourself.
We mentioned you, and here you are. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Now, I have a question for y'all. If a child, okay, says something and it's just random out of nowhere, do you usually believe the child, or do you want to believe her? Just like, mumbo jumbo, it's just a kid. Like, what are your initial thoughts of like hearing a child say something that's just like, what the fuck? Like, let's say 3-4
Give an
years
example.
old, and they just say something that's like, well, I posted it on my last video on Instagram, and it's this little 4-year-old girl, and she just randomly talks to her mother about, so the new world, there's gonna be new types of humans, and she just goes in and she's like, I'm gonna forget when I die, I'm gonna forget who I am, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna have a new name, and you're gonna have a new name. And she's talking about like a fucking reset happening. Like everybody on the planet is gonna die and a new type of human is gonna be on this planet. I'm like,
Oh, I thought she was just talking about
what?
reincarnation.
A
I heard her
4-year-old.
saying that, but I thought because she was like, I'll be born as a
Yeah.
new baby, and yeah.
Yeah. It was so wow. And I'm like, they say that children, especially in the Bible, they talk about this. And I believe in the Quran too. They talk about how children will say and prophesy things to come when things get a little crazy, you know?
I think
When
when
emotions
kids
are
say
high.
things, I am like,
Where are your parents?
Abbie, something's weird with your mic. Like it's extra loud or something. Like the movement of it, like I can't figure
Sorry,
out.
I don't normally hold it. That's probably why. But
Yeah, I know. I can't figure out why it's so loud. Like you're not doing anything to touch where the sound comes out of. So I can't figure out, like you're not touching.
maybe I'll
Is
just
it hers or me?
Hold on.
I think it's hers. It's all right. No, I want you to talk.
Is it hers or me?
I think it was
Sound.
hers, but I want her to talk on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I kept hearing it every
Yeah, I
time
don't know.
it moved, and at
Kids.
first I did think it was you, Layla, but I was like, I don't understand.
Well,
'cause-
hold
Because
that.
usually me with the fucking sound
yeah,
problem.
but she wasn't touching
Yeah.
the top of it at all, but it was sounding like she was messing with it. So it was like, anyways, sorry everyone.
Yeah, you could hear it. Mhm.
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh my god, I can't. Oh. I
Look
need
at
another
those
cat.
things. Learned how to cry like a human child and hit in the same octave just so women would do that exactly what Layla just did. That is evolution.
Yeah,
Well, that's the one that'll get me
I
up out
love
of bed.
it.
Like
Love it
light,
so
or
much.
I can sleep through any sound, but a cat and a baby.
Girl, that's gonna become your best friend. Black cats are the fucking best species on this planet. You
know,
don't
I
even
love them.
know. Like you're gonna know. You are so blessed, girl. You don't even know.
imagine a black cat that also
Black cats
paid
are the
rent.
best.
That would be like the coolest pet ever.
That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
even nah. They deserve to live for free. They protect your spirit.
Maybe
You
he needs
kidding?
an Instagram page. And
Shout out to the almost 300 people that are watching us. If you hit the like and subscribe and
Oh
thumbs
my
up
God.
or a little heart. If you feel like
Hi.
doing anything, it helps the algorithm. Appreciate you. Make
Have we
sure
had
that
any
you
names in the chat yet? Is it a boy cat or a girl cat?
it's a boy.
I feel like he should be called Jason then.
Oh, because it's Friday the 13th.
I mean, if you got him on Friday the 13th, I feel like his name's already Jason.
Yeah, well,
Jason. That's
that's
a
also
name.
my ex-husband's name, so I don't want to do
Oh,
that.
okay.
I was like, that's not a cat name. It's not a magical cat name. Like if a cat came up to you and could speak and was like, "Hello, I'm Jason."
Call him
I'm
Voorhees.
Voorhees. Yeah, it doesn't have the
No,
same ring to it. See, Frederick
no, it
worked.
doesn't.
Frederick does sound like a
Call
magical
him
first name for a cat.
Ironically, my neighbor was calling him Frederick, so
I mean, my Frederick died, so I'm happy to pass the Frederick on to you if that's what you want.
my son gets the ultimate say, so I've got to.
Oh, that could be
suggest things,
anything.
but yeah. Oh my God, it's gonna be something stupid.
Velvet. Velvet.
Oh no, it'll be
Hey,
like
velvet. Black velvet.
dark chocolate or something.
Oh no.
I know.
But like right as we're talking about it, you guys, a cat showed up. Maybe I have a cat if I want to hold a cat. But Shark Week doesn't come on scene.
Yeah.
You know,
Aw,
Shark Week doesn't
Sharky.
come on scene. The biggest great white in the like ever recorded or something was caught off, or not caught, I guess. I don't know, maybe tagged or something off the coast or seen off the coast of North Carolina. And I feel like maybe the center of Earth is opening up and the Titans are coming. Any thought to this, Thomas?
Why are they coming? Did they?
Hey, wanna be friends?
Is it like a good time for us or for them? Like, is it a point of weakness? Or is it just like we've got something so cool going on, we don't even realize it, and the Titans are coming to take it from us?
Well, how can we talk about all these giants
Or-
existing without the Titans? Because the giants hated the Titans.
What if the Titans were dragons though? And so it was like, and it's Friday the 13th. Like I just read somewhere that there was 13 dragons. And I was like, what if? Because it sounds weird.
Wait, we can't forget about the fairies too. The fae that lived apparently in Ireland is like a huge, serious thing. Like the fae creatures that were actually real. Yeah,
Dragons
they
are
were
waking up.
part of that folklore during that time.
They are.
So cute, right?
They never seem like they were helpful to humans, though. At least most of the
They're
stories,
tricksters, huh?
they're tricksters, and they don't do trickster stuff for like to the benefit of humanity. It's not like, oh, and we all get to laugh with them at the end. It's usually fatal in a lot of cases.
I know, or like the changelings and everything else too, or like even if you want to lump in like leprechauns and stuff with the fae, it was never a good deal for the human.
What about gargoyles? You think those things existed since they were like depicted everywhere on almost every like old building?
I don't know. Well, what was
Or
the
are
word you were
those
looking for
dragons?
last week, Griffin? When you were talking about the bird thing with the like the lion legs and all that,
Is Britney Spears' Instagram
Yeah.
still up?
I don't think so because I tried to tag her and I could not.
No.
And I normally tag her in my Instagram posts, but or maybe
Britney,
she's just
bitch,
not letting me
where'd you go?
tag her
Blackout.
anymore.
Up, is it 10 Days of Darkness?
Blackout.
Maybe it is.
Blackout, baby.
Well, I also think that interesting on Friday the 13th of it all, and here, you know, we are a Britney Spears heavy podcast because we go full Da Vinci codes around here. Britney also has a Balenciaga collab, and she
What?
released this on X today. Ironically, 13 hours ago. Britney for
13.
Balenciaga music, limited edition merch in selected stores and
Sure.
online.
Sure, Jan.
I mean, Balenciaga is one of the most
I don't know.
suspect
This is
brands on the
weird.
planet at this point still, right?
Yeah.
After all of the things that they pulled in that previous marketing campaign.
Yeah.
Look at I'm pulling up Britney, and on the side it says you might like Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, or J-Lo. How? No, I wouldn't. I just
They're
follow
not in her
Britney.
league.
Neither.
Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Any of them.
And
Like-
this isn't even real Britney. This is Balenciaga
fuck?
Britney.
They should have suggested Christina Aguilera
I
if
was
they
gonna
were
say
going to
Christina's
request
Good
somebody.
enough, yeah.
Like what? J-Lo?
She can
Get the
sing.
fuck.
J-Lo
They-
can't even sing.
I would have rather them said Selena fan club than Selena Gomez,
Right?
the one and only Selena. I would have rather them put Beady Beady Bumba fan club than Selena Gomez.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
What else is going on?
Let's see. On Today in History, what else did I find interesting that was on that? Oh, Rhode Island in like 1774, Rhode Island on Today made it illegal to have slaves. And so with all the
Mm.
words that are all thrown around and how I don't believe anyone was fooled at all. I believe the reason that the Indians were called Indians is because they were shipped here from India.
The East India Trading
Yeah,
Company.
East India Trading Company.
India.
So then I also am like, are slaves Slavs? Like Slavs? Like, is something else going on with all this broken history? Because just as many Dutch and German were shipped around the world as I think Indian, and then I think different parts of Africa, but those are like Haitian. Like that's a whole different. I don't know. I think there's just lies upon lies of twisted history and orphan trains for everyone. Like Oprah's like, you get an orphan train, you get a like John of God and Oprah are like baby factorying it up, and probably more than one Jeffrey Epstein creepazoid is like, you know what would be awesome? I'm going to seed the human race with my genes.
Well,
Kind of like Genghis Khan.
okay. Okay, so talking about all these babies and whatnot, you posted a very interesting video that I'm still
Mhm.
pondering about because it blows my mind. And I'm just like, where are they putting the bodies? Or are they taking the bodies, burying them and taking them out and then creating like a Soylent Green?
I've been thinking about that for
Chaney?
years now because you never like I see these little cemeteries like where
You-
family members are buried, and then they're never full.
Was
How
that
is
on
that
your
possible?
page? Did I post that or did you post that?
You posted it.
I posted it.
posted
Yeah, I
it.
put it on my story because it was
Yeah.
good because I wonder that all the time.
Like
I don't
there,
understand how they still have room for more bodies.
people never
I was blown away when you
people
posted
never
that.
or the us aren't sitting here and you're like, you guys, you know what we should invest in? A cemetery. Like it's never a good investment. Nobody ever opens a cemetery. There's never any brand new cemeteries. Like they just keep
And it's not like they're expanding the plots. It seems like it's the same area.
Dude, let's open a cemetery.
We
Let's
just
see
just
what
one
we can
plot. We'll
fucking
start
do,
at one
bro.
plot, and then once we sell that one, we'll expand.
Well, we could do a big old mausoleum. Like that's where my
Yeah.
grandparents are like entombed in a mausoleum in San Diego. And that was new. That was kind of interesting, but then gross after a while.
It seems like wasted real estate.
Oh my god.
It really does.
Like that could have been a real house.
But you get all the money for all the viewings and all that stuff too. So
in the
it's kind of
contract,
like
do you sign like 100-year lease? How long do they have to keep your body there?
I don't know. Isn't
For
it
my
weird,
brother, we
though?
So
did
like
100.
Scientology.
Isn't that crazy? Like 100-year lease that you have to pay for?
Yeah.
And then if somebody doesn't pay it, they're just like, and we're just going to go ahead and move this over here, burn this, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We're going to rehab the plot, resell it again, put a new tombstone.
Do you know what we need to do to figure out this answer? You know how they like scan now the surface and they can like scan inner earth kind of like I don't know how deep, but they should scan over these fucking cemeteries and see if these bodies are being stacked up or is there just like one body laying there and they're taking these fucking skeletons out or what the fuck is going on because in
Do
a
you see
100
Bones
years
Jones says that chicken fingers are
300
popular, but chickens don't have fingers and cemeteries don't have any dead bodies piling up?
dude.
I don't know
I
how those two
mean,
connect, but they do.
Pink
like
Well,
meat.
like the family-owned mausoleums
355 million.
in Louisiana and stuff, I know that they just put the bodies on top of each other, and eventually, like the caskets on the bottom will break, and then so they're on the bones of the others. So I don't know.
Chaney,
Maybe they do
you
share
need
plots.
you
My
need to
parents are
share
buried in
that.
the same plot.
You need to show
I
that
need to
video
play
so
it.
people could understand the math here
Okay.
because they break down the math about how many people are being cremated versus how many people in 100 years have died, which is 350 million people that have died, and then a percentage of those were cremated, and this is how many people were buried. Where are the fucking bodies? That's a lot of
Okay.
bodies.
Like something like the catacombs is wild, where there's just like
Right.
miles of underground mazes,
Massive.
literally with just bones and skulls stacked all the way up from like your feet to above your feet or to above your head.
It's wild when you like just trying to fathom the amount of people that is. It's
Like people legitimately get lost in there
Okay.
because it's so vast and like
so
massive. They
long.
have to like block parts off.
Damn.
And that was just because they didn't know where else to put everyone.
Wait, where's the sound on this bee?
Graveyard in my lifetime. I've never heard about a graveyard being too full to accept new bodies, too. So you would think that there would have to be a lot of them that would say, nope, no vacancy here. So what would you have to do? You would have to take out new plots of land in order to continue to bury people. But they don't do that. So where are the bodies?
We've all seen the viral video of the guy that's a part-time gravedigger that says you'll never see a new cemetery being built, and everybody saying that that's proof of the Matrix. Well, buckle up, let's go for a ride, because I did the math after it piqued my curiosity. So we'll start with some raw numbers, and for everything I have here, I only used Google's quick search results to keep it even and fair. So, our current population is 340 million today. At our current death rate, that's 7.7% dies every year, for a total of 26,180,000. Well, currently, we've plummeted in the last 25 years to 39.4% buried. That's 10,314,920 a year. So keep that in mind, but let's go back further because cemeteries are never new, they're always old, right? The most you can fit is 1,250 people in an acre. The American Planning Association says there's currently 140,000 acres. So let's go back even further. So from 1800 to 1900, 80 million Americans died. And from 1900 to 2000, 270 million Americans died. That's a total of 355 million people dead. Well, depending on which schematic you want to use, it was anywhere from 83 to 92% were buried opposed to other methods. I kept it at 80% just to, be heavily conservative and see where this goes. Well, it gets a lot more interesting now because at 80%, that's 284 million graves. At 140,000 acres, it's at best 170 million graves. So we already got 109 million people just chilling out, like stacked up dead somewhere, waiting to get buried or are buried and still have to bury new people every day.
Math does not math.
It is unusual. It is unusual.
I think that what a lot of people have said, I believe this to be true, is that if you look into the world population numbers, a lot of people believe that the books are cooked. There's not as many people as they say there are. I've often said, I have not seen a new graveyard.
Oh. It's a little weird.
It is
And,
weird.
A lot weird.
Think about it.
Yeah. And then people have like people buried on their lands and under their houses and
Yeah, like not everyone gets
That
buried in
is
a
creepy.
graveyard. There's plenty of like orphanages in Florida alone where they're like, oh, there's 800 bodies that were unaccounted for.
or the ocean, chugging things out to sea like Viking funerals.
I'd love to be buried at sea.
Osama
Yeah,
bin Laden.
I think so too. I think a bow and arrow like on fire, lighting you
yeah.
on fire out to ocean. That's kind of like you're gone.
Beautiful.
Like
Yeah.
so be it. And the ocean seems like a perfect spot for anyone. They can visit you wherever, any ocean,
Exactly.
go visit.
All
it.
water connects.
Yeah.
Let's go visit
All drains
Osama
lead to
bin
the
Laden.
ocean.
Also, if you're running a cemetery, wouldn't
We're
you
almost in
double
our
stack?
outfits.
Like if there was a plot and everyone related to anyone in that plot has never come up in like 20 or 30 years, you just kind of like quietly take that headstone away and say, "Oh, look at this! A new plot just opened up. We just found it."
Dude, my parents are buried on top of each other, but it's cheaper to do that.
That's why they make you sign in to a cemetery. They want you to sign in because after you go a couple years without visiting, they're like, we're just going to go ahead and move this out of here and no one's going to be any of the wiser.
It's like one of those accounts that it's like if you don't log in the next like 3 months, we're going to delete this account. That's basically what it is.
Ooh, we changed your password.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know. It is kind of crazy. Like the whole entire
Do
system.
you think it matters if your body is intact when you die or not? Like, if you get cremated, are you somehow destroying your ability to come back or be reincarnated or whatever?
I'm a phoenix, bitch. Well, just go ahead and light me up. No, I think it's weird when people get all like worried about that. Like, we're energy. It's a holographic universe. I'm a
I
projection.
wonder if
So
maybe
no.
broken bones have anything to do with it. Because the skull and bones, and the only thing that remains is your bones. So, like, if all
And your
your
hair.
bones are intact, probably. Yeah, and your hair. Yeah. What if it has something to do with the bones? Because skull and bones is like a major symbol, and like that is what is left over, apparently. So
Well, there's
maybe it has
also
something to do
the
with the
bog
bones.
people, and the bog people have everything
Yeah.
but their bones. Where I think it's usually in like a marsh or like in the bogs in like England or Ireland or something, and the acidity of the bog water actually dissolves all the bones in their body, but it preserves their skin. So they'll pull out like a little skin, like a human-shaped
What
skin
the
pouch
fuck?
that has like little arms and everything, but
pull it
no
up for
bones
you.
A
inside.
shrunken head, essentially.
A skin suit.
Yeah,
Yeah, like actual skin suits. Yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't even know this was a fucking thing.
Yeah, the bog bodies. Yeah, look at that. And they're like very well preserved.
How are their shape forms still there? How is his cartilage still there?
I don't think that one in particular. Usually it's like the bones in their actual body. I don't know if it affects the cranium the same way.
Huh.
but wasn't that kind of a whole thing about like the murky water of Florida that the natives to here would do this with their relatives and then have trees grow over it. So their relatives would be all in the roots like this.
Wild.
That is so cray. Let me.
They also found some of those bog bodies. This had to have come up before, but they find them and the nipples are missing, and they go back and they realize it's because in some of these cultures, it was believed that in order to fully worship a king or something, you would have to suckle on the king's nipples. So if they chop your nipples off when you die, then you can't be a king in heaven because you don't have any nipples for anyone to show you like their respect towards you. So they find a number of these bog bodies nippleless.
Huh.
Look at it.
I
It
mean,
is a
they're there
skin
for a
suit,
reason.
Layla. Look at that fucking skin suit. That is just
Yo.
leather.
Holy shit.
That looks like a Balenciaga, to be honest.
God.
maybe more maize, but you know.
Huh.
Kind of along the lines of what you were just saying, Thomas. Like when
I wonder
like
how much
Custer's
that
last
bag
stand.
cost.
When what?
Custer's last stand, when General Custer, like when he went up against the Lakota Indians and they killed him, like it was rumored that they took like a spear and they speared him through the ears, like a spear tip or like an awl or something, and they just like so that to clean out his ears, so maybe in his next life he'd listen.
I
Oh
like
my
that.
god. That's wild. Look how well it preserved. Huh.
It's crazy.
And I'm just
That
saying, like,
looks
That was a
mummy-ish.
witch.
if
That
you
was a
believe
witch.
that you have to be buried in order for your body to be preserved, like, really, we should all be just drowning in bogs.
Or like, you know, mummification is they wrap you up in the what's it called? It starts with the N that comes from the Nile River. Maybe it's not N, but it's the salt, pretty much. Salt too.
Look at that. The feet.
It's just
It's
I
weird.
wonder how tall this being is.
Moose guard, the bog
I
body
got a big femur.
phenomenon.
That is so weird.
I'll check it out. Let me get off this page. Let me get off the bog people, the David Bog people. David Hawk in the bog. Somewhere there's a song here, Thomas, with a David
a
Hawk
bog?
skin suit. How tall were the bog people? And I'm going to say, were the bog people per only Instagram posts? Just kidding. Why would it
Erecting the
even
Michael
do
Bay.
that? It says the average height of the bog people varied, but generally men were around 5'6" and women were around 5'2". Some individuals like Old Krogan Man, were exceptionally tall, 6'6".
Now, is this
Wow.
pre-bog or post-bog?
I'm going to pull up
I assume
old.
it's pre-bog.
Oof.
Huh.
This is. I'm going to pull this up
Bog
for you because
literally means that.
you guys, this looks like somebody jumped into another portal. The pictures of this one. This person just jumped out of his body.
What? Holy shit.
Old Krogan Man.
This is reminding me of that conspiracy about like those people that offer their bodies supposedly to that science museum where you can see like every fucking detail of the human body. And then the conspiracy was that these people were like kidnapped and killed just for the exhibit, the human exhibit. You guys remember that?
I've heard that they had one of those in Florida for a while. I don't think they actually were using people in that one, but this is and there was like a 70s horror movie that got remade in the 90s. What was it called, like Wax Museum or something? It's kind of that
Waxworks.
same premise. What was it
Yeah,
called?
I love Waxworks.
Waxworks. Yeah. That was the same premise. They were kidnapping people and turning them into wax figures because they looked more realistic. I think the original was Vincent
Like
Price.
all these preservation movies, mummies, preserving your body with ice so you can be waking up in time in the future. Like all this talk about preserving the body. But without the body, you can't really experience this realm without the body. Oh my gosh, so weird.
Yeah, it says executed Chinese prisoners likely used in UK exhibition.
Yeah, and there was a pregnant woman apparently that was used in the exhibit, and they said that she was killed or murdered or something like that. It's wild.
Did you guys ever see the Funhouse dummy that like it was on a ride that a traveling carnival used? And it was actually a dead man. Like somebody was like, "That's not fake, that's real." And so the police came and investigated, and it was real. It it was like a cowboy from the 1800s, but his body
Like
was
Buffalo
preserved with
Bill or some shit.
yeah.
Elmer McCurdy.
What the fuck?
Here, it says
What?
Elmer J. McCurdy was an American outlaw who was killed in a shootout with the police after robbing a train in Oklahoma in October 1911. Dubbed the bandit who wouldn't give up, his mummified body was first put on display at Oklahoma Funeral Home and then became a fixture in a traveling carnival and sideshow circuit during the 1920s through the 1960s. After changing ownership several times, McCurdy's remains eventually wound up at the Pike Peak Amusement Zone in Long Beach, California, where they were discovered by crew members for the television series The $6 Million Man and positively identified in December 1976.
I'd rather have that than getting cremated, just for the record. Like, put me in a theme park ride.
He's buried in Guthrie, Oklahoma.
Guthrie, after what's his name? Guthrie, Woody Guthrie.
Arlo Guthrie.
Arlo's still alive. It's after Woody. I saw Arlo Guthrie in concert.
Oh my god, I got horns. I like that.
I'm reading his whole thing.
Got a purging cat.
It said he incorporated nitroglycerin.
I knew it was something like that. I thought it was arsenic or something that mummified him, but
Oh, no. That's what it said he used in his crimes.
Oh,
like,
nitroglycerin.
yeah, I don't
he
know.
blew shit up.
Yeah, he blew up things. It said he often bungled his attempts at robbery. But who knows? He probably worked for the Fed. And they were like, oh my gosh, we can't have everyone knowing nitroglycerin is what we're going to use to convince everyone there's nuclear bomb. Let's get rid of them.
He was like an OG.
That's what I'm saying, level. It's like that. Why preserve?
Who are you?
Like for real?
Who are you talking? Oh, this right here.
Level playing. Yeah.
I was going to
That,
ask,
like,
what's
why?
the preserving? Is it just for preserving the DNA so they can bring back the royal bloods, or like in case the world ended, there could be DNA in the future to repopulate? Did you say Disney was frozen? Like, isn't that why a lot of these people...
isn't that a Mandela effect? Didn't they say that he's not frozen? There's a Mandela effect saying that he's not frozen, and that's just a conspiracy.
No, I just think they buried it with the movie Disney Frozen.
Yeah, they whitewashed it or whatever.
I've heard variations of it. Only his head was frozen and not the rest of his body, and there's some ideas that his head is somewhere in Caltech, like buried, but like inside of the hallways of animation studios or something.
Wild.
Huh.
Maybe it's like the Haunted Mansion, how the lady's head is inside the crystal ball, and maybe they could actually talk to it, just like the ride.
So, Thomas, if you end up having a fishing show where you talk about conspiracies while you fish and you film it, you could call it your bog blog.
The bog blog.
Welcome to the bog blog. This is Thomas, and you could just be sitting in, fishing in the swamp, talking about whatever.
I would need a name like Bog Bob, so it could be Bog Bogs Bog Blog.
And you'd have to welcome to people to the bog blog.
That's an Arrested Development joke. It was Bob Law's Law Blog. You remember that one? No.
Blog.
He was a lawyer with a blog, and his name was Bob Law, so it was Bob Law's Law Blog.
I have seen Arrested Development
blah,
like 3
blah,
times from beginning to end. For some reason, my brain won't retain any of it. I could watch that show, Arrested Development. I could watch it like for the first time, and then once I sit down, I'm like, oh, I've seen all this.
It's
every time.
Michael Cera, and I can't remember the guy, Patrick Bateman. Is that his name? No, that's the guy from Psycho. But yeah, I think it's that. It's Michael Cera and Bateman. The two of them. It's basically a psyop. Like they're running a mind control operation on you, and they make you forget things.
I think that's what it is. It could be. That Jason Bateman. Look at
Jason
the
Bateman. There you go.
Masons
I said
would
Patrick
love
Bateman.
Thomas.
They'll never get me. Never. Over my dead body. Not by the hairs on my
I
chinny
love our
chin.
chat. I love you
It
guys.
really is awesome. Shout out to the 325 homies. We almost had that magic 333
Oh,
number.
so fucking awesome.
Has there been any breaking news tonight? I was sitting for real on X Spaces so long today. I heard the word breaking news more times than I ever have in my whole life.
Yeah, like I know there's shit going on. I know laws have been changing. There's talking about DeSantis is like, yeah, if people surround your car and they're not letting you move and you fear that your life is in danger, run them over. Oh, it's like, hey, yeah, of course, protect yourself. But it's like one thing after the other after the other. It's like they'll give you something great, like, Maha, whatever's happening, and then something trash, plane crash. This guy died. These people died. These Israelis here. This, that, there. It's like a lot of chaos. For what? I don't know. Is some shit's about to pop off? I don't know.
I saw
But a lot of turmoil.
There was another historic turmoil, traumatic event today too. It was this is the way it was labeled: the first video of U.S. Marines detaining a civilian during like a domestic, and it was during like one of the riots in L.A. or something. But I'm sure it's happened plenty of times before. But this is just the first time allegedly that it's ever been caught on video.
I don't understand why people are so mad. Okay, these people hate America, but they're fighting for people to come and stay here, okay? Let them stay here, but they hate it so much, so they want these people to hate it too. But they want them to be here in a country that is awful, apparently, that they think it's awful, but they know that they're breaking the law because they're breaking the law, and they're pissed that they're breaking the law and they're getting in trouble for it. It's like, I don't understand. I'm an immigrant, but I did it the right way through process, paying money and getting a lawyer and processing my papers, like getting a visa, like getting work authorization, allowed to stay here. When they give you the allowance to stay here, they give you work authorization. You get to stay here, work, because you're on your way to becoming a fucking natural citizen and a permanent resident, then fucking citizenship. And here I am. I'm a citizen. I love this country. Is it the greatest? Honestly,
maybe.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Go ahead and say my body, my choice in certain countries. What? What? Go tell somebody I'm a he, she, this, they, them, zers, theys, them in fucking Macedonia. They'll look at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like shut the fuck up. Like, they'll tell you shut the fuck up in your face. Like, we're not going to live in Delulu land. Some people even behead you. Some people will beat you. Some people even butt fuck you in the ass and teach you a lesson. There's all kinds of cruelty out there that you don't even understand but you all are pissed that you have all these freedoms and you hate this country for why? Like, shut the fuck up. Go travel and see how great it is out there in the world in certain countries. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's privileged to be like that.
Yeah. A bunch of crybabies. My God.
What do you think about the Trump card?
God. The Trump card?
The Trump card, yeah, the Trump card.
Can I just show you what somebody did?
about it?
And this is so funny. Real quick, you guys. So this person put, today the Iranians attacked the USS Liberty in the Persian Gulf. Over 200 American casualties confirmed. This is a declaration of war on our nation. Iran cannot get away with this. You guys, this is so funny.
Iran?
Yeah, look at what readers added context and thought people want to know. The USS
Oh
Liberty
my
was attacked
God,
by
I love
Israel.
this.
But it's just funny, like his name is the illegitimate scholar. Oh, that's so funny. Sorry. I have stupid humor.
Well, Chaney, you're the one that posted about the Trump card, and I didn't know what it was. I thought at first it was like the new Trump coin or something. I was like, okay, I'm interested. So I went, and it doesn't say what it is on the website. It
I
just
didn't
says
know what it
sign
was
up here
either.
to get more info. So I signed up, and then I realized it was for illegal immigrants that want to just buy their citizenship. I assume you can just drop $5 million. And you can purchase your. I'm sure it's a little more complicated than that, but then I was wondering, like, did I just screw myself by putting myself on a potential illegal immigrant list by signing up for this thing?
I almost signed up for it too. That's funny. I didn't though.
So if you guys don't see me next week, it's because I got taken away by ICE.
You got deported?
I got deported back
What,
to my homeland in Mexico.
trumpcard.gov? You signed up for trumpcard.gov?
I signed up for it because I was like, oh, is this the new coin? And I didn't realize what it was until afterwards.
Oh,
I didn't put in my payment information yet, so I haven't paid the $5 million.
Oh, okay, good. Well, at least you're on the list, just in case, so we can get you back, like with the crowd fund. But really, I just sent it because the whole part of this, and like, look at what everything going on and the bombings and everything like that, and it's at what stage of the game do you play the trump card?
At this stage right now.
And so it just seemed like this is such a week to remember, like all building up with Trump's birthday and the military parade and everything like that. So I don't
And
know what you
speaking of
signed up for.
Trump-
You could have signed up for a time machine thing. I have no idea. That's what, when I hear the news or governments say they're not allowed to have nuclear technology, all I hear is them say they're not allowed to have a time machine.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe in nukes. So it's like,
They're gonna fuck up the time-space continuum. Let's not do this. They're not
I don't
responsible
believe
enough.
bombings are even happening. It's all AI. That's where I'm at
I
right now.
am with you.
Well, have you ever heard the phrase, we're going to blow you back into the Stone Age?
Yeah.
So if nukes aren't real, but time travel is, maybe a nuke is literally sending someone back into the Stone Age. Like you're just dropping a time machine on them.
Nuclear.
Ooh, what if that is the nuke?
Nuclear. Nuclear.
Huh. Reset.
It's almost like building about better. Yeah, it's like a great reset. Nuclear.
Zing,
Yeah.
push the button. Zing. Next level. Or restart.
Reset.
Or you go back to the Stone Age. Like, you're not
Oh
allowed to
my
send
God,
people
this
back to the
realm is
Stone
wild.
Age. Only these couple of governments are allowed to.
This realm is so wild.
Time travel wars.
Everything is so wild.
Well, that would fix the whole like we're running out of graveyard space problem. You just teleport someone to another time period.
Oh yeah, there you go. Send their body back or
Don't those
forwards.
body bags though look like, that was the other thing I was going to say. Do you think it would be pricey, like, to have a bog bag? Like, would you?
If there was a demand, there would be
bog body
like
bag?
a process.
Yeah,
You
if
could
you were
turn
like,
yourself into one.
or we should make them. We could stitch them to look like humans for like backpacks, and have bog bag backpacks. And then secret, and then people will be like, "What is that?" It's my bog batty bag.
Oh my God.
You can picture it. You can picture someone walking with like a shriveled up. Yeah, and the arms could connect over their back shoulders, so they're just like carrying it, and then there's straps, and then
You clip the fingers to the toes like a little
Yeah.
backpack. Yeah.
Balenciaga bog body bags.
yes, you're feeling me. This is what we're doing right here.
Balenciaga bog backpack bag. Yeah. Okay, we're getting there.
Oh yes, I'm feeling
So
it.
now you got to start posing people when you put them in the bog. Like they got to be doing like the Podesta thing, like for a backpack, right?
You could well, I was thinking forward, Abbie, but now you just took it to a whole nother level, because you could have like bog batty coffee table.
Mm-hmm.
and that would be
You know what
like
I would
what
like?
you're saying.
Those Japanese whatever tattoo artists who like like cut their I guess when they die they cut their skin and they pin it up and it's like this beautiful piece of artwork. What are those people called?
Crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
You know
they're
what I'm
like
talking about.
they're like a Japanese mafia, they tattoo
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah, they're like beautiful, intricate, detailed
Oh, the
fucking whole
Yakuza?
body tattoos.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I would carry around, one of those, if I had to choose.
Japanese
Oh, like
That
mafia.
would be a nice
as your backpack, your bog
hell
body
fucking
bag.
yeah, that's A1 right there.
You want a Kuza body bag art.
Yeah.
That
No offense.
you look like
No offense.
all of a sudden you would
You
look
guys,
like
we're gonna
crazy.
create something weird here now.
Oh, we're putting something weird on the timeline.
We're totally putting something weird on the timeline.
Well, listen, this is like it's inverted because this is all like this is really messing up Huma Abedin's wedding. This is all energy. I should have told you guys at the beginning. Now I feel silly. I should have told you right when you showed up. We're in the cloaks, like everybody watching. Thank you for the energy. All this energy is to a spell because Alex Soros and Huma Abedin. It's going to go into something weird. I'm like, can't we just focus all this anger? Can't we all, as humanity, agree on one thing? Like, let's all pinpoint it there. So that's what all this is
Yeah.
about. So a Kuza body bag for Layla is really just because we're mocking it in a way because that's what they're
High
actually
fashion,
up to.
baby.
This is like the Pope wearing human red shoes.
Shoes, exactly.
Is the
Yes.
assumption that Alex Soros is going to inherit everything from George Soros, and he's just going to immediately become one of the most powerful people on the
Yep.
planet outwardly?
Yeah.
So that
He's
means Huma
why
Abedin is going to also be on track to be one of the most powerful people on the planet.
Yeah.
I see that we won't have like nationalities pretty soon. I think it's going to be like all mixed. No one's going to have like a heritage or like a lineage. Just like, I don't want to say purity or anything, but it's like all this repopulation of everyone and everything that's happening right now. It's all done for a reason. Why? They're
Well,
trying
that's
to reset.
it's the spell because America is the
Mhm.
spell of America is melting pot. But like
Yeah.
Canada, there's one thing that I like about Canada. They don't call it a melting pot. They call theirs a mosaic. So that way, like you retain your culture.
Mm,
But like we're trying to get rid of it all and
yeah.
become
And
a
make it
melting pot. So yeah,
monotheistic. One way or the highway.
and
That's
one
it.
race and all that. Yeah,
Everyone equal.
equality for all
Mhm.
people.
The
Yeah.
fuck out of here. I don't like that.
I like watching. I think it's sexy when to watch anyone that I care about, but even if I don't even know them, I will find like getting proud of them, like a parent watching them do something that they excel and they're great at. Watching really, I don't care if you're playing an instrument, if you're doing the tightrope. I don't care what you're up to. Like if you're excelling and you're like you put in your 10,000 hours and it shows. I mostly want to watch those things.
What if you're like
Yeah.
an agent provocateur, but you're really good at it?
You like precision hit like the
Yeah.
Starbucks
Would you be
windows and
like,
Bank of
I
America.
respect that. Like, let them do their craft. Like they've put in 10,000 hours.
Yeah, they like their skin is actually the same color as the wire.
Right.
You can't even tell it's
Or
there.
just like the grace in which Hillary Clinton uses that scalpel to peel off that little girl's face. If you're just like, oh my God, she's done this so many times.
I will say, watching people with animals, like friends of mine who are hunters, there is a technique, or I have friends that are butchers, or I've worked with great chefs. There is a technique to being able to do that, to be able to actually,
To know where the connective tissue is and disconnect it quickly.
yeah, and make sure and what's edible and what things are like, don't poke there, don't just stab it because
Yeah.
you'll, like, I feel like there's
The
a
cuddle
lot
on
to
your
it.
ribcage so the
Gotcha.
guts fall out right, all that.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder sometimes, because I just found this out recently, and men and their fascination with animals and why they hunt them or do whatever they do with animals. I found out that STDs are because of the fascination of men and animals and fucking cows and horses and this and that. And that's why STDs apparently exist. And this is fucking fact. I just recently found this out. Like gonorrhea and like all these weird things that exist is because somebody fucked a different species of an animal.
And that's why we have sheep born with human heads too.
Dude,
That's my
oh my
theory.
God. You saw that? You saw that? Did you
Does
see
this
that
mean
video?
that?
Yes.
Do you think pandas got STDs from humans, or did pandas or what? Not pandas, koalas. Isn't it koalas? Like almost every koala on the planet has an STD.
Like chlamydia
Have you ever
or
heard this
gonorrhea
before?
or something. I don't know.
Oh, I heard something. Was it koalas or was
I
it
think it's koalas.
Probably
Oh, it is
koalas.
koalas.
They're like
Yeah, it is koalas.
most koalas having a. So does that mean that they only got it from humans, or have they always had STDs and then it was like a human that took a little chunk and spread it around?
What came first, the chicken or the
How
egg?
is speaking
Yeah,
facts
what came first, the
man-hating?
koala or the gonorrhea?
STD? Yeah.
What's that man-hating? I'm a man-hater for speaking statistic. Oh my God. It's truth. I'm not making it up. I just found this
Look,
out.
Johnny, look,
It's
yeah.
not coming out of my ass.
Somebody's a goat
What
fucker.
the
See,
fuck? You see that?
DNA mixes. All
Dude.
sperm, I bet you, concede an egg. I don't think that that's even real, what they tell us about, like, separation of species and stuff. It just doesn't come out well if you mix hybridized animals and people. But
What
that's
about
where
the
Bigfoot-
humansies? You
I was
guys,
gonna say that's where Bigfoot comes from.
yeah, the human from it was like a Russian experiment where they were trying to breed soldiers with apes to create super soldiers that had the strength of an ape and the intellect of at least like a child, and they were basically just forcing women to be impregnated by orangutans.
I'm gonna see if I can find this.
And
It
how
was,
did it turn out?
Isla or Ivan Ivanovich, I believe, was the guy's name. If you do
Ivan
Ivan
Ivanovich,
Ivanovich?
it was the Humanzee experiment.
Ivanovich. Avon Ivanovich.
I can't find it in the news.
Well, just think about how pigs would be, because they're so closely related to humans too. That'd be so gross.
Bullseye.
I mean, and that would actually
Something
make
happened
the
there.
organs more transplantable too. I should probably not talk about this because I don't want to put all this shit on the timeline. But it's there.
Well, we're not putting it in the timeline. We're putting it into the timeline of the Huma Abedin and Alex Soros.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Like
Yes,
wedding
this is-
reception.
Oh,
This is all
their
going to
wedding
happen at their
present.
reception.
Okay.
And it does sound like something that would happen at that reception.
It does, actually. A humanity head on a platter.
Oh, man.
Have you? This is going to sound wild. Just the way that you just said the humanity head on a platter. Have you seen Faces of Death before? Any of you?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. When they're eating the
Yes.
monkey brains.
The monkey brain
Maybe?
scene.
Hold
Oh
on.
my god, that was one of the hardest things I've had to watch. Did you know
Faces
that
of
was
what?
entirely faked? The entire scene was faked.
That's insane. Like, that
Faces
was
of
so
what?
hard to watch. The like smacking that fucking.
It was a video called Faces
Monkey.
of Death that was popular, I think, in the late 70s and 80s and 90s. And it was supposed to just be a whole bunch of different like
real people
vignettes
dying.
about death and people dying. And one of the scenes was that they go in, allegedly, they go into a Moroccan restaurant and they sit down and they order like the monkey brains. So they bring out a live monkey and he's like screaming and they put him inside this table and they put like the table on top of him, so just his head is sticking out in the middle of your table, and then they give all of the people at the table a little mallet, and you're all supposed to like beat the monkey to death, and then after the monkey's dead, the waiter will come back out and he'll cut the top of the head off, and then everyone takes like little bites and pieces and they eat it.
Dude, this was on the P. Diddy trial with what's his fucking name? Supposedly they made The Rock. What's his fucking name, man?
Dwayne Johnson, the Black
Dwayne
Rock.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with
Okay,
Ice
they
Cube, the
made
Black
him-
Cube. Go on.
Or Vanilla Ice. the Ice
Apparently
Cube.
he was on trial
Chris
and he
Rock,
was
Black
talking
Rock.
about he was like crying and having like a traumatic or I guess PTSD moment. Like he was like crying because it was so traumatic for him that they forced him to eat monkey brains. And then someone pointed out, I was like, okay, it's just monkey brains. Why would you like respond that harshly to monkey brains? And she's like, what if it wasn't monkey brains, but maybe human brains? But what if there is something to like ritualistic magic and monkey brains and like, I don't know, soul contracts? Because that sounds like a ritual to me. And it made me right away think of like P. Diddy and then fucking, Dwayne Johnson and him coming into like his career. And then the fucking, what's his name? The short guy, Kevin Hart, and all these other characters that are all tied together. The monkey brain thing is real.
Well, it's very Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
That's what I was thinking too. Indiana Jones, that
Mm.
whole scene with the eyeballs and the soup and everything. But like, I had the Metropolitan Opera. Someone gave me the Metropolitan Opera's cookbook, like, and it was like all the biggest performers that had ever performed in the opera and their favorite foods, and one of the recipes, and one of them was brains on toast point, and it grossed me out. It was like, the book was a gift and everything. Like the person's like, "Oh, this is so bougie." Like they didn't say bougie, but back then, like, "You're gonna love this," and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, brains on toast point. I'm never gonna eat shit like this. Are you kidding me?
I know, right? I was like, what was
Exactly,
that tiny
right,
little
Kelly?
goat sound she just did?
Zaya said moon keys. Monkeys are weird. The whole monkey fucking thing is weird.
Monkey. Creepy. They're not all like, all monkeys are not created equal. They're not all monkeys. Like so much stuff is called monkey and not monkey.
Yep.
What if this is Planet of the Apes and we're the fucking people that don't belong
The
here?
Faces of Death monkeys were like the cute little monkeys too.
The
like,
rhesus monkeys.
Yeah, the adorable ones.
Oh my gosh, how traumatic. No wonder like X generation so different.
Yeah, the shit we
Faces
had
of
to
Death.
be traumatized by.
I remember the one person, they were like bungee jumping off the side of the hotel.
Yeah,
And they
the cord was too long.
because there wasn't a 13th floor.
Yeah, the 13. There we go.
13, Friday the 13th of it all. So what are your guys' thoughts on the Templars before we get out of here?
The Knights Templars?
They found
The two guys
the
on horse
ultimate gay cheat code. You heard this? That the Templars
two
were
guys
allowed to
on
bang
horse.
each other because it allowed them to focus on the task at hand and not on chasing women. So they were just fine with if your buddy needed a hand, you gave him a hand, and that means that you can fight tomorrow.
And it's totally not gay.
Wasn't there a
No,
symbol
it was,
like
it was
Not
service.
gay
two
at all.
guys on a horse?
Yeah.
Right? Isn't it two guys on a horse, their symbol, or on the medallion
Yeah,
or
the
something?
two guys on the horse, because they were supposed to be broke and they were so poor that they had to share a horse. That's the
Brokeback
exoteric
Mountain.
version of it. Even though they were also like the world's first bankers in some ways, and they would all like to join, you would have to give up all your belongings and everything that was owned by you into like the pool of the Templars. So really, any
Hey, across and
individual was
follow me.
broke, but they were part of an organization that was beyond wealth.
Like the Eye
The
of the
first
Camel.
Brokeback
Yeah,
Mountain.
the first Brokeback. Yeah.
It really was. I'm trying to pull
I
up.
can't
Hell
quit
yeah, it
you.
was.
You could make a 15-minute short of two Knights Templars, and that's how it ends.
2 guys, 1 horse. They probably got fucked by the horse too. So let me stop. Let me shut up.
That's
STD
why we
started
talk
with
about
them.
donkey dick.
Let me shut the fuck up.
Well, isn't it crazy how
I'm
like
delulu.
Joan of Arc has the same symbolism and it's very
Mhm.
Saint George. And then you also look up who is actually in charge of guarding the Vatican, and it's the Swiss Guard. And then you look at the inversion of their flag, and it's the Red Cross. And so I wonder almost in like a paperclip way, what if the Knights of the Templar were never defeated, but they actually won and just infiltrated and then
Well, I
took
mean,
over.
you could make the argument that they did win because when Jacques Desmoulins was burnt at the cross, which apparently is supposed to be like the day that influenced Friday the 13th and all this, like they live on. Like Knights Templar is gonna live on like centuries beyond any of us, so they kind of have a longer shelf life than almost any other small group in history. So in that way,
Okay, Master Mason. So is Jacques Desmoulins, is that what the Desmoulins, the
it
Sons
is.
of
Yeah,
Masons,
that's
whatever,
what the
is named after?
Desmoulins is.
That's who?
They're
Okay.
named after him. Yeah,
I was always wondering.
That's so funny. It's not gay if it's magic also needs to be a t-shirt.
I agree.
Yes,
I'm way behind on that one. That one does need to be up.
it does. Like with the Aleister Crowley of it all.
Yeah. Hill is one of
It'll just be 2
Bro-
Templars and a horse,
Watchers
and
as
that's
well,
it.
I believe.
That would be like if you do Bro Grove, that would be great for that.
2 guys, 1
Two
horse, 2
guys,
girls,
1
1
horse.
cup. Makes sense.
I like that. That's
Two
good.
guys, one horse is funny, yeah. Or Mr. Hands, but it's just that. But
Speaking of hands, did y'all enjoy Kamala's fucking jerk circle
Yeah.
jerk girl logo
It totally looked like
with
a
all the
pentacle too,
different
but they were
colors
all
and
yeah.
I
It's
know,
the
I was
penis.
like, was that real?
I know.
I
was
just
wondering the
saw
same
people.
thing. I was like, how did we not see that?
No, because I feel like I don't know, you guys. One in the chat verify if that logo is real or not, because I saw so many other people, like whatever organization they hated, they just put that on it. I saw people do it for a bodybuilding organization, and I was like, did a bodybuilding
really?
organization really do this? Like people just changed the center out. So I was like, is this really Kamala's new logo? Is she really running for anything? Like, what's she running
yeah,
for?
we got a job to do, and it's hand jobs.
All colors.
You're not getting the presidency, no matter what you propose. It's still not happening.
Sorry, bitch. Not happening. Not gonna happen. Free blowjobs? Nope, not happening.
She's bringing back squeeze it drinks. Still not happening.
No, she
Push
misses her
ups.
old job. That's what it is. She's trying to be nostalgic, and she's reminiscing on her old days, and if it worked for her back then, maybe it could work for her now. Get on your knees, bitch. Let me stop.
Well, maybe that's how she works her magic.
Probably. Because
Montel
it is a
Williams.
magic sex
Yeah,
weapon.
it looks
It's a
like
thing.
it looks like the first place it came up was like somebody being funny on X, and then even Snopes is like,
That's awesome.
"This is not real." My favorite search.
Well, it is real
Snopes.
because
It's real now.
eh,
Is real. Is
Yep.
real. What is real?
it's real.
I don't know.
Iran to Israel.
It's crazy. It seems biblical. Everyone's like, this is biblical. Everybody, this is
Scripted.
biblical.
Exactly.
Well, we could check the
biblical.
Rapture
Have a script
Index.
out for-
Like they look on
Isn't that what it
raptureready.com.
is?
They'll have like all the world events that are happening and they give it a score and like to try to tell you how close the rapture is.
Isn't that what it is though? It's like a script and they're just following it, and In order for them to achieve what the outcome of the script says, they have to do what the script says. So it's like all man-made, and we think it's like, oh, but it's all man-made because we have the script, because humans wrote it with their hands,
The pen is mightier than the sword.
right?
Uh,
Am I not making sense, y'all?
what?
Makes sense.
Say it again.
What did I say? I said they had the script, like the Bible, like it tells you how to, you know,
This is what scene.
what's the
Scene's
end
coming up
result?
next.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yes.
Even a doctor
Yeah,
gives your
chapter
body a
1, scene
script,
2.
like writes you your script.
It's written like a script.
Yeah.
How are scripts written? Chapter 1, line, verse, all numbered,
and it's like,
just like a fucking
here's
script.
your
It's all
Really
religious
bad
books.
writing.
And it's like, it's in your face. It's a script.
where
Act 1, world stage, scene 2.
look at we all got together collectively
from
all at the
Egypt.
same time. But we get the chat is delayed from us for however many seconds. so so they were with you originally. So don't you even worry about it.
Oh yeah, I know.
Eric read impossible. The script is man-made.
What is possible?
Impossible.
Yeah,
The
I
script
am
is
possible.
man-made. AI made then. I don't know what to tell you guys because God has his own script.
Did you guys by any chance catch
And
any episodes this week of the Tower Gang, the Tower Card Gang?
Oh
No, I heard
will
there's
you
mad
please?
drama. What happened?
Yes, enlighten us.
Thomas, do
Yeah.
you know any of it?
I didn't. I had a show with Top and Raven earlier this week. So I got some of it. I understand a little bit of it, but no, I missed out on all the actual drama, so I just had to get the Cliff Notes.
The Clint
Yeah,
notes.
something like
The Clint notes. I had to get the Clint Notes.
So
libertarian. something.
The Tower Gang, which I always thought the Tower Gang was so interesting just word wise with what I know of the Tower Card. Like it just always felt like oof. But maybe that's the energy they're pulling. And like kind of their podcast was a little chaotic like that in a fun way. Like it was funny. So it was like, okay, they want this there. And so Top spent all this time to like build this whole the Bohemian Grove coming up, and Owen Benjamin and Sam Tripoli are going to be there, and he had it all planned to do at a certain venue. And the venue, like 20 days before the event, kind of calls them in, and they're like, "Hey, we looked up Owen Benjamin, and that's not we don't want it." And you kind of think of a theater. Like it's probably run by a gay man. And in this town, he's like, I'm a Jewish man and my, maybe his vice mayor or his wife's a lesbian. He says, something like that, but we can't have this here. Like this is a lot going on with Owen Benjamin. And so then they do the Tower Gang, and Clint pretty much the long and short insinuated like, I could have done a better job negotiating. You should have had me go in and maybe we'd still be in the place we want to. But he kind of did it in this like laughy Tower Gang kind of way of like, but underhanded. I don't know. It was peculiar. Like I like watching it. It was a peculiar feel. And then I guess they were like, I don't know what happened off scene or if it was just on air only and then over. But the next day, I think really what happened is that was like 30 people are watching in their Patreon. It was like kind of an intimate thing at the end of the Tower Gang show, I guess. But David, he put it on his podcast and then did like a breakdown of it, like it was a football game, and then like paused it to talk because he isn't in the Tower Gang. So like sticking up for Top in the situation. Pretty much. And then Owen Benjamin comes on, and then he's just like, I never liked Clint. You can look back to the oldest episode. I called him a weasel to his face, like, and he's like, I don't understand libertarianism. It doesn't make sense as a political party. The videos I show you where I'm showing you my farm and my animals and my herbs and my trees, that's real libertarianism.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like a whole funny video. And he's like, and I'm usually not huge, like, not that whatever. It's just usually not my shtick with Owen Benjamin, but I've just been finding myself aligned with his sensibility more and more by the days, where he's just like, I'm building my own theater. I'm really canceled. Like, the stuff I say is really canceled. Like, I'm not allowed to
Yeah.
be places. Other people get in trouble when I'm there. It's just, I can't be a touring comedian. So,
Damn.
this is this, but the show
A
goes
lot
on
of the comedians
at the
are experiencing
joke
that
joint.
now.
Well, the
Like
joke joint, I
Leandra.
think.
The joke joint where it was for Bohemian Grove one half, because it was like unofficial
Well, I
official,
think they
and
all
then
it
one, two.
also like swallowed up a moose lodge that was next door, so now it's twice the size as it was last time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like a capacity of like 500, I guess, now, and so there's still tickets available. And Owen Benjamin, it is his very last show he's going to do, not on his own property. So if you're a fan of comedy or whatever, Owen, it is his last show, and Sam Tripoli and Raven and Top. So
And Paranoid American
and Thomas is going to be there,
and
so,
Donut.
That's
and
the main reason
Donut.
to go. Right there.
Yeah.
Thomas and Donut.
Yeah.
That the whole thing's wild too, because back the very first Bohemian Grove, it started originally as the Sam Tripoli Chaos Twins comic launch party. But I remember talking to Top before that was even materialized, when it was just an idea that may or may not have happened, more so like not happened. And I remember Top telling me specifically, he's like, I got this idea. It's a much bigger idea that goes beyond just Sam coming here for this one show. I would love to do a conspiracy comedy stand-up annual thing that just keeps getting bigger each year, to the point where I've got some like actual headliners that are coming here and we're making waves and stuff. And that was just 2.5 years ago. And now here they're already at Bohemian Grove 3, and they've kind of done it. They've made national news. I mean, on a certain scale. They've got, headliners that are coming in, like it's actually turning into something big. So it's been wild to see that grow, and definitely in Top's defense, like he's been very like laser focused on making this thing happen for as long as I've known him. I've only known him for like the last 3 years, but this has been like a goal of his, and I've seen him like just knock it out of the freaking park.
I'll just say, in Top's defense, he legitimately did 99.9% of all the work for all of it, for everyone to be able to do it. Like, pull, and it was kind of just like Clint trying to be like daddy in the situation.
They need
like,
women.
Well,
there's too much masculinity. They need some female energy up in that shit. Like some female speakers, like they will have a larger audience.
Well, it is Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
They don't need to change it.
There needs to be like a Lilith Fair version of it or something.
Yeah, that's what I think. It doesn't need. We don't need to make like ladies need to get to play basketball on the boys' team too. Like,
well,
they
we
can
should create
play.
our own
if
team.
it's like
Yeah.
conspiracy comedy, like girls invited, it's not just for the boys, but girls invited, certain, not all, but like certain. It would be nice. They would have a lot bigger community. It'll grow way bigger too, if it's not as limited.
They're doing okay.
Yeah,
they're doing all right.
The level,
The joke
level
joint
that they
has
want to
expanded.
grow, like how. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
And plus, you can smoke weed indoors, so that's always a plus.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that
Where?
at the county-owned theatrical thespian center or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. Hi.
Wait, where can you smoke inside?
The joke joint.
The joke joint?
It's literally in the name. The joke joint.
Yeah, but last time nobody was smoking inside. Everybody was outside
Nah,
smoking.
dude. Not only was everyone smoking inside, but Alex was like handing joints out to the owner was handing joints out to people as you went in. He would just be like, "Welcome, here's your joint.
Yeah.
Welcome, here's your joint."
Yeah. He would come over and just be like, "Here's another one. Here's another one." And he was just
Yeah,
passing out
it's
like
literally the
cigarette-sized
joint.
joints.
Yeah.
And if you look at their logo, the I in joint is joint.
It's honestly
So why were we going outside to smoke?
I don't
Oh,
know,
just to
just a
socialize.
habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. I wish we would have smoked inside because it was so cool in there. Like everybody's going outside to smoke. I was like, oh, okay. I guess we don't smoke inside, you know?
Maybe for cigarettes, people went outside.
No, weed, cigarettes. Like I saw everybody going outside. I don't know. Maybe I was in a different world. But then again,
I was with you. I
was
saw what
delulu
you
that
saw.
day.
I saw that too. It seemed like everybody was smoking outside.
Yeah.
Bohemian Grove, bras are welcome.
Bohemian Grove, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
I was the first. I'm the first female on stage at a Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
That's something. It makes sense.
It does.
It makes sense. Like in the history at Bohemian Grove 1, where it was coined with Thomas at the table, where the OG Bohemian Grove was coined. I was the first broad. Now there's been other broads.
That's
it's
awesome.
fine. It's fine. There's other
Yeah.
broads.
There
Yeah.
is.
Anyway, do you guys have anything else going on this week? Do you have to get sleep? Are you going to be watching the military parade tomorrow?
Oh,
I'm going to be working tomorrow.
Yeah.
In the heat for 12
Yeah,
hours.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to work for 12 hours tomorrow? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's 2:33. One more time. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys don't even know this all is so that we're messing up Huma Abedin's wedding. Let's put Kevin Spacey there.
Boom.
I don't think we put him
Spell
there. He was
complete.
like guest of honor. I think he was maid of honor.
Let's put Alex Jones raid the wedding. Anything else we have going on? Anything you guys want to plug before we fly out of here?
Just Huma Abedin and Alex Soros.
That's it.
Yeah, send all your negative hooey energy. If you want to just wipe it off, send it toward their wedding.
Send them a butt plug.
I know. I have the address. It's off Old Town Road in the Hamptons, I think. It's probably not hard to say Soros residence, Old Town Road in the Hamptons.
Can we just DoorDash wieners to him?
I think we could.
I feel like butt plug goes
that
more
would be
with it,
so
especially with
good.
Old Town Road.
Could we raise $60,000 so we could send them a bunch of hot dogs
They call a Chicago
from Chicago?
buffet.
Yeah. The old Obama Chicago buffet. All right, you guys. I don't know when it's coming out, but I did hang out with Ted, Theodore Logan Esquire on X.
Awesome.
And yeah, he's always awesome to hang out with. And I also did a podcast today with Weaponized News. And it was kind of interesting because he didn't know me from Adam and I didn't know who he was. So I was like, this is going to be interesting. I don't know how I ended up here. But a weird part is his last name was Chaney.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I'm like,
Interesting.
this is how I ended up here.
Yeah.
And he's like, what part of the world are you from? And I'm like, Chaney's my first name.
We live in the land of the Garden of Eden.
Yeah. He's like, what's your last name? And I'm like, should I tell you that?
Mm.
Not that I would care, but it was just funny. Like, likely story, CIA. Anyways, all right. Yep. I'm going to be watching
Love
to
you,
see what's
chat.
happening. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't go to a No Kings protest and get yourself in trouble because who knows what they're going to be who knows what they're up to.
Don't go to Aquatica. It's already shut down.
Don't do it. Go to
Yeah,
Aquatica.
don't go there.
No Aquatica.
Stay out of Florida. How about that? Just get out of Florida. That's it.
All right. We love you guys so much. We hope you have a great evening. Make sure you turn down your volume a little because Juliette Lewis be bringing it, especially for this spell for Alex Soros and Huma Abedin's wedding. So maybe you need to turn it up extra. Wake up everyone in your house. Okay. We love you. Happy Friday the 13th. Bye-bye.
Love you.
Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes Santa. Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cult, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunning linguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cult, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.